It's time for another exciting episode of The Untimely Misadventures of FoxMantis and PigMonkey!
Hey guys, we're lost in space. Ace.
There's birds up here and shit, man.
Whoa, birds. Hey, anyways, just to let you know, we got some breaking news for you today, dude. Tons of shit's happening around the world,
Yes.
man.
The world ended yesterday.
The world almost ended.
No, it did.
It did?
Yeah.
How so, bud?
This is a dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've moved on. We
Oh,
transcended.
Nice. Every day's a new day.
Transcended to another podcast.
That's right. What if we all live a billion lives, but we only piece together like a few of them that make us who we are right now? But it's a billion different people.
Well, that's actually the fact that that's the way it is.
Is that the way it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I read it in a book
somewhere.
somewhere.
It's a fact.
Okay. I'll fact check me on that.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a
and
fact.
it is
That's
a
just
fact.
science.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just went to www.bing.com. So it was a fact.
We'll remember the world ended yesterday.
Yeah.
So not all of the laws that applied previously are non-existent, but they have been altered slightly to this nice new
Plane of existence. I get it.
tail wagging.
Nice
Nice little fun time. Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah. Haven't seen you in weeks, dude.
Yeah, fucking a long time, huh?
Damn, dude.
Like 3 years.
3 years ago.
Yep.
Yesterday.
So we time hop.
Yeah.
Like our last. It's really weird because, like, this episode is technically in a year in the future. The last episode was 6 years ago. The second, the one before that was right now, which is really weird.
Yeah.
You know, and then the first one was actually hasn't happened yet.
The first one will come.
Yeah,
You'll
it'll come
know.
eventually.
Yeah, stay tuned for the first
Yes.
episode of
The Untimely Misadventures of FoxMantis and PigMonkey!
Yay.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Look it up on webstersdictionary.org. Hashtag look it up on webstersdictionary.org.
That's my 50s radio voice.
Is it?
Yeah.
What will they do?
Stay tuned. See, I'm a 1920s guy selling newspapers on the street.
Hurry!
Why am I still doing this?
Hurry! Snap right up!
See your paper. Get your paper here. Come see the midgets perform live.
And we have midgets. We don't have dwarves because no self-respecting dwarf would be in a circus.
Back in the 1920s, that shit didn't matter, sir.
No, I've got a couple dwarf friends, and
Yeah.
one of them, he doesn't really care because he's cool. You know, he just let shit roll off him. You know,
Yeah.
one of them. And I haven't seen this dude in a long time. He was actually the first dwarf, I say midget, that I've ever met because when we met him, we asked him, okay, my brother and I are sitting at Quick Trip, right? We just finished laying carpet. We're in
All right.
Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And this is circa 1997. And we pull up a Quick Trip and everything, so we get like a quick bite, you know, get some fucking drink, you know, refuel and all that shit. And my brother's rolling a blunt, and we're sitting in the van, and we're already high anyway, but we're twisting up a blunt. And all of a sudden, from right to left in front of us, a midget goes flying by on a skateboard. And we're high anyway, so we're like, what the fuck? No, and we just start, we're laughing.
Midget on a
never saw it in real
skateboard?
life. You know what I'm saying? That's 96, 7. You know what I mean?
Just
So-
making his way through the day on
on
skateboard.
a skateboard. We're like, oh shit, and we both skated. So we're like, what the fuck, you know?
Catch
And,
him.
you know, so we were on.
Gotta catch a midget.
You know, and my brother never seen one in real life. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. And but we're all to him like, oh, what's up, bro? You know, if you want to smoke, you know, and he's like, you know, fuck yeah, bro. You know, and cool and everything. I'm sorry, yeah, bro. No, he didn't talk like that.
Dude.
He just talked like dude.
In a normal
And,
voice.
Yeah, normal. He was 19, and so he was older than I was. But we ended up shooting the shit with him. He got in the van, smoked out, chilled, hung out, and everything, and exchanged numbers with him and everything. Well, get to shooting the shit with him, and we ended up asking him, what, you know, because right about the time when people start to make a big deal about it. You know what I mean? Like,
What should we call you type
exactly.
question?
Or what do they prefer to? Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
prefer to be called so I don't hurt your feelings? You know, and he was like, well, first of all, First of all, I ain't a fucking dwarf. I don't mind fucking mithril.
What?
He said, I don't mind fucking mithril.
I don't mind.
And fuck Snow White or some shit. And we're like, and fuck Snow White. You know, we're like, okay, okay.
You
so,
did.
You know, so what, you know, and he's in little person is degrading. You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
you know, fuck that. He said, I'd rather be called a midget because midget is like the fuck you version
Right.
of it. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, it's got some oomph to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like fucking, yeah, I'm a fucking midget. What the fuck you gonna do about it, bud? You know? And I mean, technically, wasn't Wolverine almost a midget? Wasn't he like 5 feet tall technically, or 5'2"? You know what I mean? He's a little
Yeah.
stubby dude, you know? And so he's like, meh. And, so yeah. So it's like, ever since hearing that, the first dwarf I ever met, I've been kind of like, you know, okay, well, he preferred to be called midget, but most of the other ones I've heard of don't like the word. You know what I mean? And it reminds me a little bit of do you remember Tropic Thunder when it came out in the theater?
I never saw it in the theater.
Okay, but when it came out in the theater,
Yeah.
there was like all this picketing about it, right? And I already heard that they were making a big deal about Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, right?
Right.
And they were like, "Oh shit!" And NAACP was a little pissed off about it, rightfully so. You know, I mean, it's comedy, it's, you know, satire, you know, so it's like, come on.
Dude, but they
You know,
allow
it's
gold
not- he
people,
didn't do it-
green people.
He didn't do it because he's a racist.
Yeah.
He did it because it's fucking funny. You know what I mean? And anybody that's comfortable in their own skin would understand that. You know, or not just looking for something to bitch about. But to each their own. But they're like, you know, on the commercial, you know, right before the news, 5 minutes before, at the end of the show before it,
Yeah.
you know, we're like The Office or some shit, I don't remember. And they're like, yeah, protest for Tropic Thunder at 9. And we're like, oh shit, you know, what the fuck, or 7 or what the fuck. And we're like, okay, cool. And it comes on, and not only was it not the NAACP, but there were no African American people in the whole thing whatsoever. It sounded like submarine, didn't it? My phone. Sound like, yeah.
Phone sounds. Man.
Depth charge. The sonar. But instead it was parents of mentally disabled people picketing, protesting the movie, trying to get it taken off because
What?
he said retard in the movie. You know what I'm saying? They said the word retard,
Oh.
and because of the whole, you know, Simple Jack thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, and so, but here's the irony in that. It's fucking the year of the drought, like 2009, 10, or whatever the fuck, when it was, we had like 100+ days at 100+ degrees with no rain. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking horrible here. Cracks in the goddamn ground and shit. You know, like my dog tore both of her meniscus in her legs
Oh, what?
off one of those in our backyard. Our big dog, Lilu.
No.
Yeah. So she got robot knees, $5,500 for robot knees. And yeah, but she was 4 when it happened, so she was still young. And it's like if she'd been now, we'd have been
Man,
like,
you
fuck
got
that shit.
robot knees.
We'd have had her put down. No, I'm just playing. If it was now, no, I'm just playing.
Bessie.
But yeah, and they're protesting it. But the irony in that was, it was 107 degrees, I think, when I was, you know, that day when they filmed it, and they had all their little poor spongy water-headed babies out there that they're protesting in lieu of, or I mean, in the name of,
Okay.
out with direct sunlight on their little fucking soft water heads. You know what I mean?
All day.
Like, I mean, they were during their protest. You know what I mean? And it's like you see all their little, you know, sweet little kids, but they're stupid fucking parents that are more concerned about getting on the goddamn news, getting on TV, and making a big fucking ruckus
Look
over
at
some
my
shit that's
baby.
fucking nothing. They weren't making fun of retarded people. Goddamn it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a little edgy, but that's the point. You know what I mean? You can't, if you just go out with some bread and butter fucking ha-ha comedy, you're gonna sell some tickets, but most people aren't gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's that shit where motherfuckers like, oh my god, he didn't just do that. You know what I mean? That's the shit that really, we're hungry for that shit. We don't want the same old fucking meat and potatoes, man. You know what I mean? You gotta spice that shit up a little bit, you know? But yeah, their little babies are out there, and I have a cousin, and my wife does too. Both have cousins. Or her mom had a cousin or her sister or some shit, but cousins that they were mentally disabled because when they were a baby they got sunburn on their head. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, and it cooked their little brains and made them fucking tarded. You know what I mean? And I say tarded once again because that was back in the fucking 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever fucking happened each one.
Charlie Hayes, everyone.
Yeah, it's preaching. You know what I mean?
PigMonkey.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing is, I do everything I can. I'm changing because I try to go out of my way not to hurt people's feelings now. because it's fucking that person's just doing their thing, man. I don't need to be a dick. I was never a dick to people, but I would say some shit. Like I'd say the F word. Never really liked the N word a whole lot because I had black friends and family and shit and everything, close to me. So it's like out of respect for them. It's kind of like that thing with when Mike Tyson was here last time.
Oh yeah.
And him and the president and that little tiff. And whenever he was like, "Yeah, you can say the N word, Mr. President," it's like that happened. That literally happened to me when I was a kid with some of my friends. We'd be hanging out like, "Man, you one of us. You could say it." I'm just like,
no, pass.
No, because I know a couple of them. They weren't setting me up, but I know a couple of them were setting me up. You know what I mean? It's like, "No, you can say it." "No, come on, man," because those particular guys would fuck with me anyway. And if it weren't for my other friends, they probably would have tried to fight me or some shit. You know what I mean? But I was taking a piss. You know what I mean? It's like,
You're a fighter. You
Nah.
fight that hot, bro.
Yeah, I'm a
I
lover.
know you got it in you.
I'm a lover.
All right, bro. Here's something I got for you.
What's that?
This robot can 3D print a building in 14 hours. Yeah.
Like a real building that people can inhabit?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Let me just mute this real quick.
Well, there go. What, 100 people's jobs
Oops.
on that particular building? Roughly 100 people to build a building?
Check it out. So it can make 50 feet around diameter and 12 feet high building in 14 hours.
Holy shit.
Just 3D printing that shit.
Dude, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome.
It's researchers from Massachusetts Institute of Technology created a robotic system that built the basic structure in less than 14 hours. So it can only do like the foundation that quickly.
Well, although, I mean...
That's pretty fast.
I sympathize for the people that lose their jobs because of automation. You know what I mean? I understand. It sucks. Especially when you have like a style of living. You know what I mean? To where it's like a higher cost of living. And then all of a sudden you lose your job and you got family and shit. That shit can suck really fucking bad. Even if you're single and young, that shit sucks, unless you just bounce back.
I wonder how well that hold up.
That's my question, is how sturdy is it?
Because, I mean...
Because one thing about these
it's-
fucking... Here's the thing. I mean, even the old machines, if you just had somebody watch it to make sure it didn't fuck up, and to stop it when it starts fucking up, the machines make all kinds of shit. I used to work in fucking Rubbermaid factory and Crayola factory and shit, and those machines, man, if you just let them do their thing, and you have mechanics all around floating, you know what I mean? And they come and fix them if anything happens. You just hit a button, or sometimes they just stop by themselves, And we just did the fucking... the tiny work, like trimming shit, just putting it in the pile and shit like that, that's really all we fucking did. Take it out, and because it's automatic fed, like a Rubbermaid, automatic fed with these little plastic pellets and shit, and they melt them, and it's,
How it's made with
yes,
PigMonkey.
Rubbermaid. Don't you wish everything was made like Rubbermaid? Yeah, fuck Rubbermaid, they still owe me a check, but
Pay the man,
yeah,
motherfucker.
that's from '96.
From 96?
Yeah, I'm never getting
yeah.
it. I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations will fucking pass.
I need that money.
Mm-hmm. Need that money.
Do you have that paperwork from 1996? I got the paperwork.
I wish I did.
I want that check.
I'm lucky to still have a fucking birth certificate and social security card, man. That's only because of plastic bags. But yeah. Fucking. But yeah.
Polymers, bro.
But here's the thing, though.
Polymers.
You give me a car that a machine has made versus a car that a guy has made by hand without machines. I'm pretty sure that fucking one the machine made is going to be fucking a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm ready for the fucking cars that drive themselves and the fucking planes that fly. I'm ready for that shit as long
Yeah, man.
as there's not piratic intervention. You know what I mean? Like people that think shits and giggles to fuck shit up. When like that stabbing at the fucking at UT. You hear about that shit?
Yeah, I had
Some
a
fucking-
podcast 2 days ago.
Some
about it, yeah.
fucking just punk ass dude fucking decides, oh, I'm just gonna stab some people. It's like, I'm sorry. It's
Did
like,
you really think that though? Is that what his mentality was?
why the fuck did he stab people, random
I don't
people?
know.
I mean, that's
I always do a defense because you got to see the other side. Maybe like these motherfuckers were fucking him. He's at that tipping point. I don't know who he stabbed.
Well,
I don't know if I want to go
Apparently,
into
he apparently out of the like 4 people he stabbed, 5 people he stabbed or some shit, and one of them died.
Yeah, four
They-
people, 3 injured, 1 dead.
Like I was reading a thing where like 2 of them were talking, like they're giving their statements and shit, and they didn't have any clue who the fucking dude was. So they're just imagine that right now we go to the gas station, we're standing there, and some dude
Ooh.
decides to fucking just do some shit, and then we didn't do a fucking thing. We don't know who the fucking
Is that the
this dude
truth,
is.
though?
That's supposedly, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's like even if it's if I understand the concept of vengeance, you know what I mean? Because I mean, like, dude, it's my kid is the only thing that keeps me from fucking dreaming constantly of how to kill my sister's ex-boyfriend that killed her. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that keeps me from dwelling on it constantly. That's all I dreamt about. You know what I mean? Literally, my fucking dreams are still me and my brother kicking it, and then we're out fucking hunting fucking bad guys. And fucking we've created at this point. You know what I mean? Fucking just mythical fucking characters, and we
Damn.
fucking torture the fuck out of them and get more information out of them. And then I wake up, boom. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, and I don't
never
have,
get the right. You never get the real answer. It's like
no,
right there.
we're getting closer.
So
And it's
close.
like he's this fucking super crime boss, crime lord. You know, fucking yeah. And we're like, but the thing is it's not like we're like me. It's me and my brother, but it's literally people are like, hey, what's up, Charles? Hey, Ghost of Sean. You know what I mean? It's like his new name is Ghost of Sean, but he's just a dude that you can touch. He's just a ghost.
Damn, dude, this is a deep dream,
Yeah.
bro.
And it's like, yeah, and
It's a saga.
yeah, and because it's in the dream, I know that he has transcended. You know what I mean? And it's
You,
like,
what, you walk him out? Is that what you're doing?
huh?
Are you walking him out?
No, we're just chilling. You know
Oh.
what I mean? It's like I know he's died, but I know that his new him has come forward, maybe from another dimension. It's crossed over. It's not the same physical body, so it's not a zombie. It's not reanimated. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's him. You know what I mean? But he's materialized. You know what I mean? It's comic book shit. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I
like
can totally
read a lot
see
of
it,
comic
man.
books when I was a
I can
kid,
see it.
and so it's like, you know, that shit fucks with my dreams, and it's like, for a long time after my brother died, because my sister died June 6, 2009. My brother died October 23rd, 2003. So I had, you know, 5.5 years roughly, almost 6 years in between the two. And with my brother, I would have bad dreams, like sad dreams. You know what I mean? That's what I'd wake up almost every morning crying. You know what I mean? Because I can remember my dreams pretty well. Not long term. But if I focus on it, bam, and it's like when I wake up and I'm coming to and it's all smearing away,
Yeah.
pulling away like fucking the tails of a comet, just from dimension,
Yeah.
crossing dimensions, and I'm trying to fucking grab pieces of it. You know what I mean? Hoping a topic, you know, it'll trigger a memory so I can remember what it is. And I've been semi-successful, and I've had a few dreams to where I'm like in my dream, I acknowledge that I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough because when I'm in there normally,
You're lucid dreaming.
yes. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, and I haven't been able to fly in those because I don't have them often. It's like
Dude, I've
every
had a
once
lot
in
of
while.
flying dreams, man.
Never had them.
Really?
No, I can jump really high. Like
Yeah.
some of my
I-
brother and
I
I,
have, like- I have
we're
to, like-
running, jumping
I
from
can only
building
fly
to
for little
building.
bits.
We're jumping
Yeah.
from building to building, super jumping,
Oh, nice.
laughing. We're growing ups and we're fucking fighting monsters and shit, and fucking and everything is more as surreal as it is because it's bent. It's like Tim Burton directed it and shit, or some with some other weird twists in it, you know, and but it's more real than this. You know what I mean? When I'm in it, it's more real than this. Like I've had so many dreams where I'm in it and I'm like, oh, my brother's still here. You know what I mean? And it's like I had one just like a week ago, you know, to where I'm in there and there's my brother and I'm like, oh, he didn't die. You know, oh,
Dude.
this is so fucking awesome. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. That was such a fucked up dream.
This is
'cause it
such a
was so
happy,
real.
depressing fucking conversation,
Yeah, it's
bro.
good. Because it's all, you know, it
I
is
know,
what it
like,
is.
this
You know what
is
I
a
mean?
very
Yeah, it is what
touching
it is.
subject, my
yeah,
friend.
yeah, it is. You
Yeah.
know, but it also helps me deal with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
get it
yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, and kind of if I wear it on my sleeve, it can't get me as much. You know what I mean? It's like I can kind of keep it on a chain. You know what I
Fuck
mean? Yeah. And it's a little demon that I can, if I pet it and stroke it and bring it out to play every once in a while, it doesn't devour the townspeople. You know what I mean?
Gruesome.
Yeah. And but yeah. But so you know, but I would have these dreams with my brother to where he's getting ready to go someplace, and it's always dark for some reason. You know what I mean? It's like nighttime and shit. And we're sometimes at like a cabin or like a house we lived in, but a different version of it. You know, there's like bits and pieces. And sometimes I have these Victorian mansion dreams of some Victorian mansion I don't know if I've ever been in, but it's there a lot. You know what I mean? And eventually, if I'm successful enough to build my own house, I'm building that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know,
it's,
yeah.
dream time,
In the mouth
man,
of
it's
madness
important,
type
yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? And but yes, and I want to build it, and but it's him going someplace with his homies or some shit, going to do something, and I'm having premonitions that he's going to die. You know what I'm saying? I know he's going to die if he leaves, and so I'm trying to keep him from going. and then we end up fighting, and he's beating the fuck out of me, and I'm trying to, because, and I'm just like, no, no, stay, and I'm bawling and shit and everything. I'm trying to get him going. Finally, he's like, fuck you, I hate you, or some shit, and then he leaves. And then I don't get to get the phone call that he died per se, but there's that horrible pit of despair, somber, just hole that I just suck into, and it's I know he's gonna die, fuck, and then I just wake up and I'm back here, and I'm like, God damn it, you know what I mean? It's a dream, and I'm sad about him dying in the dream, dying yet again in the dream, but I'm also sad because I wake up and I know that he is dead because I'm here, you know what I mean? And but then it's something hit me, and it was like about 10 years after he'd been gone, and my sister had already been gone for 3 years at that point, you know what I mean? And so with my sister, I was full of hate, vengeance, fiery fucking hellfire justice, you know what I mean? And because there has to be a sense of balance in this existence.
So I'm gonna pause you right there. Viewers haven't heard this information yet. So you're saying that your brother and sister had passed away?
No, they live down in Tampa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kicking it in Tampa. Yeah. And now everybody knows it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the people...
Nah, they know.
Well, maybe they can hear your voice, but this is the first time you've actually, like...
Well, because this is my life, and it's through my perspective, everything only exists because of my like, this is all a dream to me. Yeah.
Wake up, Charlie.
Yeah. And so everything is... I control it all. No, that's fucked up. Last time I really toyed with that, got into some of the concepts of the universal laws of attraction and shit and everything. Read this book by this chick named Lynn Grabhorn or some shit, and I was like, the cheesy name's like grab the bull by the horns type, and I was like, it better be a real fucking name, but I guess it was, but it was like, excuse me, your life is waiting, and some chick that I dated that was older than me gave it to me, and I dated her for a while, and she was trying to get me to move to Hawaii with her, and I didn't want to move. I was going to move to fucking Hawaii.
What? You gotta try it before,
A week before we're supposed to leave, I find out that we're moving back to where she lived for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? 15, 20 years. And because she's like 37 and I was like 21, 22.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Good
That's how I rolled back then.
Yeah.
But she, trying to get me moved, but she was a divorcee. And her husband not only was from where we were going to move to on the small island out in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean, but he was also a local, like a tribal, like actual Hawaiian dude, you know what I mean? And he beat the shit out of her all the time. And I'm like, any dude that'll beat the shit out of their chick won't hesitate to try to fuck me up. You know what I mean? It's like, I go to prison, they're trying to fuck me. I know I look like a fucking 5-month pregnant chick right now, dude. Yeah.
Come on. Charlie thinks he's let himself go.
I have. It's all right.
Bud.
No, it's okay. One that do the essays in the kitchen last night at work. One of them was like, hey, what happened? What happened? In his belly. I'm like, what the fuck? And I know where he's going. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just roll with it. Take it on the chin, man. You know what I mean? Now, don't take it on chin per se. If somebody's gonna punch you, don't let them punch you on the chin because it will knock you the fuck out. Especially if they can punch. It's gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? You go with it. Go away from it. You know what I mean? Fucking take some of the edge off the punch, man. So some motherfucker's gonna hit you. But I'm talking metaphors. So.
Damn, dog.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why did it get so
people
violent?
Say take it on the chin, metaphorically, and people
You just
think
making
it's
fun
literal.
of your belly, bro, and you're
Yeah.
like, take it on the chin.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck
I
you.
would have been like,
Yeah, I shanked him.
mi mujer, la
Shanked him.
niño.
Yeah, I call it la migra.
La migra.
Yeah, and but no, he's like, and I was like, nah, man, I'm sí, pregnante, 6 meses. And he's like, Charlie, wait. And I'm like, sí, mira. And I point at my belly, and I'm like, feel it, and kick. And he goes and he touches it, and right when he touched it, I go, and then he's leaving, they start laughing and shit and everything. And because charades is a big part of it, especially
Dude, that's my favorite time is
being able to do
around.
this shit and como se dice and all that.
Yeah.
That's fun. And but yeah, and then they were like, he was cool and he went with it and he asked me if I had a name for it. Yeah. Is it, or a boy? No,
Oh.
he says a boy or girl. And I say, it's a boy. And so I say, I got a name for it. And he's like, what is it? And I said, because I'm Charlie. And in Spanish, Charles is Carlos.
Carlos.
You know, but when I meet essays, I tell them my name is Charlos.
Charlos.
Because they're like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, sí.
Sí, Charlos.
You know, and they're like, you know, because that's not a real name. You know,
Mhm.
and they're kind of like, oh, you know. And if they're even remotely cool, they go with it. They're like, oh, that's funny, you know. And but they, I told him his name was going to be Carlos.
Carlos. Charlos, Carlos. Come here.
Carlos. Ese es
Ándale.
mi bebé mierda. Carlos. Mi bebé. It's fun, huh? It's fun. It's la, 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 la. You know? But yeah, so you know, kicking with my brother, everything's fucking. I wake up sad, blah blah. But then, like when my sister died, I've still only seen my sister in my dreams one time. I've seen my brother in most of my dreams since he died 13 and a half years ago. You know what I'm saying? In most of my dreams.
You only had that one.
One time with my
one
sister.
time?
And with my brother, there was some questions.
I thought you were saying, well, you had revenge.
Nah,
dreams.
I just there was nothing was done about her dying. You know what I mean? It was labeled as a drunk driving accident, and I don't give a fuck. I'll go on record. I don't give a shit. Sue me. Once again, sue me, motherfuckers. You killed my sister. You know what I mean? Fucking punk ass. He had some of his homies and shit trying to fucking talk shit.
I sense some anger in your
Oh
tone
yeah,
of
no,
voice.
fuck him. Now
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the word in the underground was some certain ex-police officers in that area, right? Because my dad was a cop there. You know what I'm saying? My grandpa was a cop there. You know, cousin, my uncle was a fucking head detective there. Fucking, you know, I was a cop kid in that fucking area. Even though they're all gone now, except for the underling assholes that were starting off about the time we were leaving, that busted my balls. You know, when we kicked there, and they're cool now. But they weren't completely out of line by fucking with me because I was putting myself in stupid situations as a dumb fucking kid. You know what I mean?
We all make mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
child.
Running with the wrong crew, trying to do fucking stupid shit. Never going too crazy with it, but you know, selling a little bit of weed and shit. Smoking weed was the big thing. But at that time in that place, you don't smoking weed. You don't get to do that. You know what I mean? Fuck no, you're going to fucking jail, homie. And if you got enough, you're going to fucking to the fucking pen. You know, and don't
Dude.
fuck around. You know, and but yeah, they sorry, they ended up. The word through some of those ex-cops that are friends with my dad and grandpa and shit and everything said that they've heard through the grapevine that it's because he snitched a bunch of people out. It was like 20 different people he snitched out in the area for cooking dope, for selling crack, for fucking selling weed, for fucking staying out past curfew, for fucking anything. You know what I mean? And because his dad was supposedly and the only reason I say that is because his dad told me. They were trying when my sister died, her boyfriend and his dad were begging my family to ask the prosecuting attorney to not get him for a DUI involuntary manslaughter, right? Please, John, he can't go to prison. Because he had fucking hemangiomas in his brain, you know, little fucking like little blood vessels that burst and shit.
Oh, wow.
And like
So he
had a brain surgery. You know,
to
back
get all
when
that
my
blood out.
when my sister was with him.
Can't have all that blood.
She
floating
took him,
around
had
your noggin.
13 hemangiomas removed from his fucking brain, right? Took care of him through all that shit and everything. Well, his dad said to us, you know, well, I'm the sheriff's good buddy of mine because he worked for the city or the county or some shit for 25 years, 30 years and retired. And he's a good buddy of mine. I'll give him a call. You see what we can work out. You know?
Let's do it.
You know, but it's when it was all said and done, we were strung along by the prosecuting attorney. I would call him about once every couple of weeks. I didn't call him at all until had been 9 months since that she died, and nothing had been done. Johnny never got handcuffs put on him. He breathed .28.
What?
Yes,
He's over half dead.
She was .3436.
She was gone.
Gone. But
Yeah.
my sister could fucking drink. She was that chick that would fucking drink everything, and she could gulp, kill it, do fucking 2-minute keg stands, all that shit and
What?
everything. Yeah, she could fucking drink her. We'd go out. I loved my sister. I loved her, especially after my brother died. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I loved her even more. She was always my little sister, but loved her even more. But we'd go out to do karaoke because, you know, that's what I used to do and shit. You know, I always liked singing. And that's what got me into doing music in the first place.
Yeah.
You know? And
Great at it, man.
that and that reaction, thank you, and that reaction from the crowd, because it's to me, I don't. You got people that do music for various reasons or do arts for various reasons. For me personally, it'd be awesome to have provide a living for myself and my family by doing it, but I've never been that lucky. You know what I mean? That fortunate, or never applied it. I mean, like I said, I'm that dude with 1,000 songs no one will hear, 1,000 pictures that nobody will ever see, and fucking, you know what I mean? It's that kind of that whole thing. Even though I've let some of it seep out a little bit more
Dude,
and more.
that's why I like doing my podcast, man. I'm gonna throw out so much content, man. Just put it out there, listen
Put it
to
out
it.
there.
A lot of
Fuck
it's
it,
good,
dude.
man. I love it.
Yep.
It's so much fun to do, and
It's
I'm
a
gonna
good
keep
time,
doing
man.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, listen in, keep tuned.
Yeah. It's good times, man.
Yeah,
But
let's
but yeah, nothing was done about it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so in my dreams with her, she's not there. I've seen her one time. She was coming down the steps in that Victorian house. You know what I mean? And it's a party. There's people everywhere. It's kind of like a weird 80s movie, but they're dressed in current clothes. You know what I mean? And it's dark, and there's like strobe lights in the corner, and fucking some music playing, maybe a band or a DJ somewhere. I don't know. And I feel like I'm on psychedelics when I'm in the dream at that point. You know, I'm coming through and everything, and she comes down steps, and she's like, "What the fuck you doing?" You know, I don't know, and give her a hug, and then she was like, "I'll be right back," and she goes in the other room, and then some other shit happens, and I don't see her again. And that was the only time I've ever seen her. You know what
That
I
was
mean?
it?
In that one dream.
wow.
You know, and
So how long ago did she pass?
June 9th, 2009, or June 6th, 2009.
Wow.
666 upside down. Actually, I put that in one of my first songs that I ever did, that I did on my own outside of a band. You know,
Okay. Were you singing?
it was rappy.
What do you want to? Can I put you on the spot? Do you remember?
I can play it for you. It's on fucking MySpace.
You still have MySpace on your phone?
Yeah, dude. I don't have it on my phone.
Okay.
But it's
I
like
have the MySpace app. Go to
I opened that shit
www.bing.org.
when MySpace, because I mean I had bands and we had MySpace pages and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And so I was like, well,
I was all over MySpace before
I don't even know if
blew
Facebook
up.
was out yet. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If it was, I didn't know what the fuck it was. And yeah, it was Chaha hazy, you know, fucking, and I was just kind of doing it to get some shit out. You know, I was trying to
Yeah.
stay busy, and I had like 3 irons in the fire. I had like 3 bands going, and nothing really happening. You know what I mean? Fucking gig, you know, practice like once every other week, gig, you know, maybe once a week between the 3 bands. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Total gig, you know, once every couple of weeks type shit, and it was just, and that's after gigging 140 days or some shit in 2009. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, 2008, 2009, and with Television Ends, which was anybody
Television
that
Ends?
remembers, hey, anybody from Austin area that remembers Television Ends back then, that was some fun shit. 'Cause it was like psychedelic, you know, cool fucking chill shit, and then all of a sudden it'd fucking explode, and it would be like, and we had like 9.5-minute songs, like, you know, a few short ones, you know, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of different types of music in there, but it was mostly heavy, you know, mostly metal based
Nice.
and punk and shit.
Sweet.
And but yeah, and so we go from gigging constantly at least once a week, you know what I mean, fucking bam 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 bam, a couple times a night sometimes, to crickets, you know. And it's like, god damn, it's kind of like how it is now, only not as bad, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's been
Pretty brutal now.
yeah, dude, haven't had a gig in fucking a year and a half, you know, almost. And the last time Cake Beaters we had a gig, it was at that, Sax had a warehouse that him and his homie were renting, and they were doing it for their detailings. They had he had, I can't remember what the name it was, but they had an mobile auto detailing thing, and it's still what he's doing, one of the things he's doing, but he's not here and he's in Wichita. And but they had this warehouse that they rented that's outside the city limits, and it was inside of a fucking gate that you had to get let in and all this shit, and go out there, and they converted half of it into a living area. But then, and it was an upstairs and shit. Then he took it another step further, had the whole right side to where he'd pull the cars in, work on them, all that shit, pull them out, just drive through. Because it had
Yeah.
like 20-foot fucking cargo doors, you know, garage doors on it. You just slide them up, you know. And then that other side, he was like, fuck it. I'll just make that top part up there my living area, and I'll build catwalks all around this bitch. And then I'll fucking, like, stairs, and back stairs, and then fucking pole to slide down over here, and some weird, you know, crazy shit. And it was awesome. And then a kitchen right fucking there, and turned it into a nightclub. And so fucking for fucking like 4 weeks on Saturday nights, fucking, we'd start about midnight, but it was really get busy about 2:30 because it was for the fucking people that after party, you know.
Right.
And it started out with like 15 people, and then it was next week it was like 40 people, 50 people. Then next week it was like 100 people, and that last night it was like 250. They on the clicker, dude, and he wasn't even there at the gate the whole time. He stopped. It was like 287, but that was over a course of about 3 hours. And so it's not a lot of people, but when you fucking 15 people the first night, and fucking the fourth time you do it, there's 200 and fucking 300 people. You know what I mean? Fucking there. It was fucking crunk. You know, we had a couple bands play, and we did a little set and everything. And this fucking punk ass that was one of the bands that we were letting play was up in the started doing his fucking sound test check on his fucking guitar over his shit while we're doing a fucking set. You know what I mean? And instead of being up on the fucking catwalk like above everybody like everybody else was, we did our shit at ground level so we could fucking weave into the crowd. You know, so we had wireless mics and shit too, so we could, you know, do our thing. We had our pig masks on and all that shit and everything. And it was fucking fun. You know, we had chicks twerking. That's fucking cool. Yeah, and,
Dude, that's awesome.
That's badass. And there were 100 people crammed into that floor area. And it was dope. It was great times. This dude starts doing a sound check. Sax is like, we just kind of going over it about the third time he does it, and it's louder than our music, which is loud as fuck.
What?
And it's wrong timing. If he was a fucking good guitarist, he could have played along with our music to check his guitar, and made it better for fucking everybody. Then it's like, okay, here we are, we're cake beaters, and we're doing our shit, and here's this guitarist dude that I don't even know his fucking name, but he's jamming with us, so fucking everybody's like, oh yeah, fucking, it could have been fucking beautiful, but he's a punk bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude.
And Sax's like, hey, man, stop that. Hey, we're gigging. You know, and I'm like, you know, and he's just like, dude, and he, John. And Sax's like, hey, man, I said fucking stop that shit, bro, on the mic. You know what I mean? And then fucking he's like, and dude does it again. It's like, hey, turn the fucking music down, the DJ. He's like, hey, bitch, turn the shit the fuck off. I'm going to come up there and beat your fucking ass, bitch. And on the mic to 300 people.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And fucking everybody's like, oh, shit. You know, and dude's like, everything like that, and does it again. And fucking, and that's it. Sax starts fucking like he's gonna go after him and shit. You know what I mean? And he wasn't like flipping out and everything. He's like, fuck this shit. And somebody was like, hey, you need to fucking chill, dude. You know what I mean? Finally, the people that he hired for security are like, hey, you need to chill the fuck out, dude. Not only are you gonna get kicked the fuck out, but you're gonna get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? And Sax will whoop fucking ass, dude.
Oh yeah, Sax.
Then we ended up almost beating him and like 3 of his homies' asses because they were trying to mosh to some shit that wasn't moshy. You know what I mean? And they were bumping into chicks on purpose. And these chicks are kind of dancing to the cool music that's like chicks dance to, yeah. And these dudes
This
are
is
moshing.
great.
And they're fucking, and this dude kept bumping in these fucking chicks, and he hits me a couple times. I'm like fucking trying to block him to keep him from hitting them. Just kind of doing like a human barricade type
This
shit.
is after the gig?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was, this motherfucker fucking slams into me, and I'm fucking like, hey, you need to fucking chill. And he's like, fuck you, you know, whatever, and goes back into the pit, you know, and everything. I'm like, okay, this motherfucker, you know. And he's a kid, you know, probably early 20s or some shit.
All right.
And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck? But then he comes and does it again, you know what I mean? And fucking finally, I was like, hey, you know what I mean? You need to fucking chill. You know what I'm saying? Fucking chill the fuck out. This is my boy's fucking place. Chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's fucking, and he's like, you know, fuck that shit. And he turns around from me like that. And when he did it, he grabbed a hold of I had a Levi's cut off denim, you know, black denim stuff, you know, all faded out over my leather coat, you know, because it was cold outside. And fucking had on, and he ripped that shit. But when he did it, he grabbed it and he ripped my leather coat and my fucking shit. He caught it just right, you know what I mean? And fucking ripped it. And I'm like, oh, hell no, you know what I mean? And I fucking hemmed him up, you know, from grabbing like by his shirt, put my fucking forearm up under his throat, kind of like.
Watch the mic.
It's kind of like what you do with like a rear naked, where you reach up and you grab their gi, or your gi or their gi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For torque. You know what I mean? It's also you can have a free hand and shit.
So, yeah, had it
but
up
I had him
tight,
by
yeah.
his shirt, had him up under his throat, and I fucking kind of, he's a little bit taller than me, but I lifted him up a little bit. You know what I mean? And it was like, you need to fucking chill, dude. You know what I mean? And everything. He's like, hey, you know, and everything. And about that time, his buddy tries to like, hey, you know, and then Sax sees what's going on. He's like, fuck's going on? You know? and then Sax had his homies who had their homies who had their homies. And when you broke it all down, you had about 150 people there that were our homies and their homies. You know what I mean? And it's in these other fucks. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it got real quick. It got to me trying to chill this dude the fuck out, and you know, because he followed me outside. You know what I mean? And fucking, and I'm like trying to get away from it. And he comes out, hey man, you know, and he's trying to be cool, but he's being aggressive with it, and I'm already heated up. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you need to fucking chill, dude. I'm telling you right now, that dude right there, he's being cool. I've seen him knock out 5 dudes in one fucking go. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed him beat the fuck out of 5 dudes that thought they were tough and everybody else thought they were tough. You know what I'm saying? So he won't hesitate to fuck you up and your little homies. Because they weren't even homies. They're like fucking from Westlake or some shit. You know what I mean? And fucking little rich kids trying to look like punk rockers and stuff, you know? Top Topic kids, you know? And it's just like, what the fuck, you know? But yeah, and so and then his buddy's like, hey man, I don't get my ass kicked, let's get the fuck out of here, you know? And so they end up leaving, and then everything's cool, la 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 la. Well, then the next day, Sax calls me like 9 in the morning, you know, because I ended up leaving like 12:30, you know, because I live literally 3 minutes from that there, because out by my house and shit, you know, just around the corners, and we live out in the country, slightly on the southeast side, just outside the city limits of Austin, Texas, and and he calls me, he's like, dude, fucking, you know, I got evicted. And they got evicted from this fucking place. And he had just paid the fucking $1,000, $1,200 or whatever for the fucking rent. And it was like the day before. And there was nothing in the contract that said he couldn't have a party. But the motherfuckers that we got into it with tagged the side of his fucking building. And
What?
Yeah, like, fuck you, fucking, you know, some shit or whatever.
No way.
Yeah. And,
Those motherfuckers that ripped your fucking jacket.
Should have beat their ass, bro. Should have beat their ass. Lock the gate.
Break their hands.
Beat their ass. They're fucking essays that have the fucking auto shop in the same fence. You know, I'm pretty sure we could have fucking hushed the situation. You know, no, that's fucking horrible. I ain't into no shit like that, dude. I'm
Listen,
a family
Frank
man.
Sinatra, cool your jets, okay?
I'm a family
Cool
man.
your jets. You got a wife, you got a kid. Oh, yeah, back in the day. Well, no, how long ago was that?
Last week. No, it's like last like a year and a half ago. But I mean, but it's you know, I haven't outside of like working doors at, you know, I worked a door at some club with Sax downtown fucking not too long after, you know, you moved and all that and everything.
Right.
And it's just make extra money. You know, I was working Java Noodles already, so it was like about 3 years ago. And it's like only like $10 an hour, you know what I mean? But I could hang out with Sax I'd get off work at Java at 10:30, get there at 11 and work till it's supposed to be till 2, and then I'm off. Bam, done. But no. Fuck no, dude. I never got out of there before 5 a.m. Not one time. Not one time. And it's because we could have easily gotten out of there, everything done by 3:30 at the very latest, easily. But everybody gets off, and not everybody. There were some of them that weren't bad, you know, that wanted to get the fuck out of there because maybe they had families or school or some shit, you know.
Right.
And shit to do. And don't drink, surrounded by drunk people, and they're just ready to get the fuck home, go home, do whatever.
Exactly.
Watch fucking Sex and the City or what the fuck it is they do. And but one
Very
of the
relevant
one of the
nowadays.
owners, dude, yeah, one of the owners, well, he was cool, man, but he was really aggressive, like slapping the workers' asses and shit like that and everything.
Oh.
And he got into this like
Doing the Bill O'Reilly.
for 10 minutes. He's fucking, and it's one of those things where I know you had to have experienced it, to where somebody's doing something appropriate, whether it's a guy or a girl, usually a guy, 99% of the time, and the girl she's laughing about it because it's uncomfortable, and she's trying to just not make it a big deal, you know, and seem like the crazy one, you know what I mean,
Right.
for reacting to it properly, you know what I mean, and also it's her boss, you know what I mean.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yes, and I'm like fucking, and he's sloppy drunk, dude. He's a tough dude, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. You're fucking 2 shades of the wind. I kick you in your teeth. You know what I mean? It's gonna, it's gonna fucking hurt in right below the ear, right there at the jawline. That magic button. Tip of chin's a nice button.
Reset
but it's
button,
not the
please.
button. That shit. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. That's where that fucking little fucking nerve is. You know what I mean? You fucking hit it just right. You don't even have to fucking concuss the ear. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking. If you hit it open palm on the ear, dude, and fucking your equilibrium's fucked. You know, sting somebody, bitch slap on the ear and get away, and they cap their whiskers cut off. You know what I mean? No.
That's how the ninjas used to do it, man.
Yeah. But it's like god damn it. So everybody's just like, fuck it, let's get drunk because I can't deal with this shit sober, and that's kind of what ended up being, you know. And they're like, and plus
For cleanup, they just get drunk and
they're
then
just getting
start
drunk,
cleaning up.
and it's like something that takes 10 minutes normally. It's 20 minutes normally. 5 to 10 if you're hurrying and trying to get the fuck out of there. Shouldn't take 3 fucking hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, and we have to clean that whole goddamn shitty ass fucking bar, and those shitty ass people fucking condoms on the toilet, you know, floor and shit and everything.
No,
It's-
dude, so the bounces are the cleanup crew?
here's the cool thing about the Geisha Lounge. It was a cool place, man. Geisha Room, whatever the fuck it's called. It was a cool place, and what I met, like I said, that same owner, when I met him when he was sober, when he got there, was cool as fuck. And he actually told us that once we got to 200 on the capacity, our capacity was supposed to be 200. Once we got to, or was it 300? But it was like 20 below that. We clicker in and out, ding, 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 one in each hand, and Sax and I each have one, or I have two. So I'm keeping track of who's going in on one hand, who's going out on the other, ching, 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 like that. And then we compare them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, cause Sax might go fuck off and do something, and I might have to do something. And the air conditioner constantly leaked, and fucking once every hour I'd have to go and fucking empty these buckets of water in the middle of the dance floor. You know, it was just fucking weird. Yeah. And fucking, there's this DJ dude who was a fucking, he was cool first time in, he was a fucking putz, dude. And he was a cunt one night. Owner tells us, owner told us, literally, after 180, if it was 200, it was 180. But if it was 300, it was 250 or something like that. But once we got almost to capacity, we could charge people at the door, and it didn't matter how much we charged them. We could tell them, fucking, especially if we didn't want them in there, we could be like, it's $100 admission if we wanted to. Who the fuck's gonna pay $100? You know what I mean? But you'd be amazed how many people pay $20 fucking to get them and their fucking girl into some club where everybody's trying to dance because they hear the DJ. You know what I'm saying? Or they've been there or some shit.
Right.
And so fucking, I'm just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Cool. Cool. But Sax is like, fuck it. You know, we're charging everybody $20 because it'd been $10 what we were doing. You know.
Right.
And he's like, fuck it, $20, and he'd come and let us know when it was time. You know, hey, go ahead. You know, the owner. You know, because it's cool because it allows us to make extra money, and he's okay with it. And there's nothing. It's not illegal. You know what I mean? That's the individual establishment can decipher what their admission is. You don't have to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so something there's no admission all of a sudden becomes 20 ahead, and we've got like 100 people. Bam, fucking it's 20 ahead. You know what I mean? Fucking, you know. And so it's like, you know, and we're at fucking fire code. You know what I mean? Glad the marshal didn't come through. You know, but yeah. And then some fucking the shitty DJ dude. He's like a whiny bitch dude, and he's kind of famous. I'm not gonna mention his name, but you know he's local famous. And
Who the fuck are you fucking charge my friend admission?
you know, and I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? You know, I'm staying the fuck out. Sax like, what the fuck you talking about? You know, and he's like, my friends came and you tried to tell them $20 each, and they're my friends. And dude, if you fucking working the door, we control the flow that in turn becomes the climate of the establishment. You know what I'm saying? Fucking real. If I let some fucking dude in that's got thugged, G'd up from the fucking feet up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, how you doing tonight? As I'm checking his ID because it's the law. And he's like, sucks his teeth at me or fucking mean mugs me, you know, fucking, or is like, suck. You know, I don't give a fuck. And it doesn't matter what color you goddamn are. You know what I'm saying?
Just the attitude.
Like I said, black family. You know what I'm saying? Best friend in the world's black. And, but I know, statistically speaking, or frat boys that are already drunk. You know what I'm saying? Let's go there. Let's go white on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's paste the white frat boy.
Take the
What does he
urban
look
out of
like?
it.
What does he look
He
like?
fucking
Comes in there.
Sticks his chest out, and it's because he's chubby and he a little bit, and he could work out. If he worked out, he'd be jacked. And he might be doing some fucking androstenedione or P90X now, so he's starting to lose a little bit of it. But he's like, you know, fuck yeah, live fucking biscuit, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking that dude, that fucking ass clown that jumps around and listens to Chumbawamba, even though he fucking, you know, it's trying to be hardcore, but he's not.
Great fucking band,
You know?
Chumbawamba.
Yeah, fucking, yeah.
Look it up.
And, you know, I mean, not against them. This is this dude. But I know that either one of those guys is, or even that chick that's like drunk, falling down sloppy, and her friends are like, come on, let's go. And she's like, fuck you bitches. Any of those people in that scenario are high risk
Oh yeah.
in that establishment. There's a chance that if any shit pops off, they're the fucking spark.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get rid of that shit, what the fuck are they gonna? They're already drunk half the time anyway. What the fuck are they gonna spend $20? Their shitty 20. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Is not worth the cops coming, somebody getting stabbed, somebody getting shot, somebody getting just fighting fucking
You're called
people.
security for a reason.
50 other
We have to
people
make that establishment
leaving
is
because they
what
don't want to
can
listen to this shit.
secure.
You know, 50 other people leaving because they don't want to listen to that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you gotta draw the line. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, it's. But he's like, fucking yeah, and then fucking owner like jumped our ass, and he's like, why'd you charge him? We're like, all you had to do was tell us, I've got 5 friends coming. You know, or 2 or 1. A friend. I've got a friend coming. This is his name. That dude gets to the fucking door, says, hey, I'm Jeff or some, whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I mean? Teddy or some, whatever the fuck, you know. And if you look like Jeff or Teddy,
Yeah, dude.
possibly, then cool, we're in. You're with Jeff or Teddy? Okay, cool. You're in too. There's 10. Fucking cool. Go. You're with Jeff or Ted. Or what the fuck, It's awesome. Communicate with me, bitch. But don't come at me fucking screaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I'm just saying.
It's security, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's dead face, like, okay, well, do you want your establishment to burn? Or
Yep.
can I get some fucking
Thank you.
notice? Give me
You
some
know,
notice.
dude.
Give me a list.
Yep. I helped clean up a bar in Houston not too long before we moved here.
Yeah.
Back in like '04. So it's like '03. It's called the R&R Lounge. It was right downtown, just on the edge of downtown. And Houston, anybody that's familiar with Houston, Houston's been about it for a long time. You know what I mean? It's like when I moved there, it wasn't as bad as it is now, and it was still fucking keep your head on a goddamn swivel. Better and travel in a pack. You know what I mean? Because you go the wrong fucking way.
In Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
my sister lived in Houston for
Houston's
a little
fucking
while.
scary,
She went through
dude.
some shit.
Saw and heard some crazy shit in Houston.
My
You know what I mean?
my brother and sister are half Mexican, so
Mhm.
Mexicans down in Houston.
Mhm.
She doesn't really look that Mexican, but
Yep.
shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They
There's some crazy shit, gunfire, and
Houston's bad.
shit happens. Yeah.
But they had
I guess it's getting better. Or I don't know.
Eh,
I have never been there.
Since Katrina, man, as fucked up as Houston already was,
Yeah.
and as violent, you had the locals that were already fucked up. Then you had the new 500,000 people that they had come into Houston when all that shit happened.
Yeah.
That a lot of them were thugs from New Orleans or fucking wherever the fucking Birmingham or wherever the fuck, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the underwater.
And so they come there
Oh,
and they're
dude.
battling with the locals. So it became even more so.
Speaking of relevant news
Mm-hmm.
right now, speaking of flooding, you wanted to talk about that story in Missouri, Brad.
Yeah, man. Fucking where I used to live in Missouri when I was a kid, because I lived in Kansas, then moved to Missouri, and then moved back to Kansas, and then elsewhere. Went abroad, and I went with abroad to one or two of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And but yeah, it's South Central Missouri, Texas County. Just finding out, today that fucking like most of the shit, like the places we used to hang out and swimming places and just areas where people live are currently underwater. And like they had this they rebuilt this bridge called Dog's Bluff because it was kind of too low originally. And I heard that not only is the old Dog's Bluff bridge completely underwater, but the new one's even underwater. It's like 20 feet higher or some shit than the other one. It's like- and my dad, he has a couple acres out by Raymondville and out in the sticks. 288 people, 300 and some people, some shit.
So
And
heavily
it's-
populated.
Oh yeah, and
Tree people.
and maybe 100 of them live in the city limits.
Yeah.
It's like all around there. And but he lives out there, and he's lucky enough to be. There's a creek that goes right. It's a dry creek bed, but when it rains like this, it's fucking up. It looks like a river and shit. But his house is up 20 feet higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it's forward 30 feet because of the way the hill is. So he's real fortunate, But the road, that whole road one way where the creek is, was completely underwater, like feet, multiple feet, like a river flying by. And then the road to get into his on his dirt road off the highway,
Right.
and he lives like a mile down the dirt road or whatever, mile and a half or something, was completely underwater. And there's a field. It's real beautiful. It's 50-foot pine trees all around you, and it's fucking
Oh,
the Ozark
nice.
Mountains and shit. And it's fucking, it's stand just right in his yard. Even if the sun's shining, the pine trees block that light just right, and it's fucking so awesome. And across his field, he's got like his woods behind him and a big field out across him next to this nice wooded area, and you see deer and shit and everything, and fog sets on it, and early morning, it's fucking beautiful.
Got the morning
Oh,
dew.
so beautiful, dude. And but it's a goddamn lake. All that shit's a lake. Fucking everything underwater. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
The whole town of West Plains, you can't get into it or out of it because the fucking highway's underwater and the city's underwater. Don't know how many people have died or been displaced or whatever, but problem with that is a lot of those people in that community, even though you have some people that left there and became very successful, financially and their name, doing what they're doing, dreamers, people have gone
Just
on to
like
do greater
the
things.
Noah.
A few people, well, most of those people there's like had like the highest at one time in the state of Missouri for the highest rate of dropout in the state. And so it's like a lot of those kids
Whoa.
don't graduate. that's why over there, 8th grade graduation is a big thing because a lot of the kids don't graduate from high school. It's the only graduation they get to have because it doesn't matter. You can't be, if you're 16 in the 8th grade, they're just going to shoot you the fuck along anyway to get you into high school and turn it over to somebody else. You know what I mean? And, you know, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But,
You tried, kid.
yeah, so it's like, but a lot of those people don't have insurance. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't have a fucking insurance, you know? It's, what the fuck? You know, what are they going to do? They don't have shit anyway, and they don't have fucking homeowners insurance. I'm pretty fucking sure some people have lost their goddamn homes. I mean, it's like they had this, where all these cabins were along a river that are just fucking washed the fuck down, fucking gone.
No.
There was in Houston, the whole part coming into town was completely underwater. Back a few years ago, they closed down the bowling alley because it flooded. But it was bad, but not like this, you know. And some people down there opened this furniture store, like a used furniture store, and they fixed it up and everything, you know. And you know, it's a living. And over there, there's not a lot of money to be made. It's like you can only try living in an environment to where you're trying to live off the money you make off the people that live in your community, even though they don't have money to pay for the said services or goods that you have. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that. So you get some, I'll do this for you. You know what I mean? You do this for me type shit.
Barter system.
Yeah, it happens. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, that's what
the
we
way it should
started
be.
with.
You know what I mean? That's what money is, but it's just some weird shit that we worship. But yeah, they so I mean, it's got a lot of people, man, fucking don't have shit. You know. Oh, but this furniture store, it completely washed out, blew in the side of the building from fucking when the big came through, pushed everything out the other side of the building, and it's down the fucking river somewhere. And it's like the whole part of town's completely underwater and shit. And it's not just like underwater, like chilling. No, you can play in it with the kids. It's a fucking river. You know what I mean? It's fucking going by. You know.
Oh man, it's a current. It's a
Yeah,
current in
yeah.
there?
It's pushing. You know, because all that shit from upriver, you know, is coming down. You know, and fucking sucks, dude. It's so yeah. Shout out to all those people, all my friends and loved ones. You know,
In
or even
Missouri?
just people. I don't care if I know you or not. You know, people that are down there that might be being affected by it all. And it's happening all the way down into Arkansas and fucking, I think like fucking Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, fucking all that shit is fucked. And there's a lot of bad shit. I mean, the same shit going on, but just those particular people that I know in that area that are, you know, going through some
What area
shit.
was it again?
Houston, Missouri.
Okay.
That's the big town. That's where we went to high school from. See, we moved from a town in Kansas with, at the time, I think there were 30-some thousand. I know there were 20-some thousand, 30,000 people. And it was a small town, but we had a petroleum industry, meat packing, grain industry, all this shit, and there was some money thrown around. But then the petroleum place goes, and then one of the grain places shuts down, and then the fucking packing house shut down first, and they reopened some new shit that sucks. But most of the commerce and industry in the area left, and it's you know, last I knew there were like maybe 15,000 people there or some shit, and but yeah, see,
Fuck.
check that shit out.
Oh, dude, historic flooding.
Texas County.
Get all this shit out of here. Get all that shit.
Yeah,
outta here.
activates emergency management operations.
Yeah. My God.
That's sad, dude. I mean, that's like Katrina shit, you know? Thing is, though, here's the difference in those people and the people that were down there at Katrina. And it's nothing personal, like I said, and it's nothing on a personal level. But those people there, you won't see any of those people moving to fucking Houston or goddamn somewhere else because they're refugees now because everything was flooded. These same people know how to build tree houses and shit. You know what I mean? And fucking, they're very resourceful. You know, you got a lot of people over there. They may not be able to fucking read a whole goddamn book accurately, but they can rebuild any fucking motor you put in front of them. You know what I mean? They can build some shit. So these people, man, you got a lot of people that are very resourceful. They're hunters. You know, they're even the most domesticated of them, intellectually, you know, advanced of them, they're still hillbillies. You know
I
what
don't
mean?
think anyone died, man.
Embrace it.
That's good.
Embrace the hillbilly.
People were rescued on that damaged bridge.
And they
we're
also,
talking about. This
too-
is the bridge we're talking about.
They knew it was going to happen. You know what I mean? There was like precautions taken and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at that shit. That's fucked up.
Fucked.
But
Whoa.
but yeah, man, Houston, But yeah, we moved from Kansas to Raymondville, Missouri with 300 people. And went from having a couple hundred kids in my middle school, 6 classes a day, lockers, all that vagina. No, I'm just playing. All that fun stuff to having and blocks like lunch blocks, A, B, and C, and shit like that.
Yeah.
And everything to having the same other 6 boys and 6 girls in my class, sitting at the desk like I did when I was in grade school. It wasn't even the cool desk with it was all connected. It was like a fucking desk with a chair. A little, like
It is like what? Like this?
the old.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Like this fucking old 1950s.
I saw that
Yeah.
like this 1850s school desk that was all attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you had the seat, and then the desk is in behind it.
Yeah,
So
and it
you have
comes
to
up.
scoot. So no, it's just attached. So
Ah.
the kid behind you is
You have to
writing
scoot
on your
up.
desk. Yeah. And you're writing in the guy in front of you. It's weird.
Yeah, dude. But I don't know, man. It was definitely, and I skated. That's when I was skating. Wrestled and skated and get over there, and there's not only no wrestling. I mean, there was. Missouri is fucking always in the top 10 in collegiately in wrestling. Always, never below top 10. But Texas County ain't got none of it. You had to go to Fort Leonard Wood, which is fucking 45 minutes away, and we're pretty poor as shit. You know what I mean? Can't afford that. Sorry, kid, you ain't wrestling. You know what I mean? You better learn to play basketball real fast. But I'm just tall. It doesn't matter. Never, dude. I literally first time I shot a basketball in 8th grade or 7th grade on the playground. No, it was 8th grade because I was like, fuck that shit, and I'd go and do something else. Because I had some friends that didn't like sports, so they wouldn't play basketball on the court. At PE and shit or recess. So we got recess again, so that was cool. You know what I mean? Fucking, we got 3 recesses a day as an 8th grader, and that was pretty fucking dope.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Fucking 15 minutes in the fucking 10:30ish, 10 o'clock. One at fucking after lunch, and then if it was longer, and then another 15 or 20 in the afternoon, and then like 1:30ish, and it was dope. And for 8th grade, this kid JJ Ramsey, they call him JJ Jordan.
JJ Jordan.
JJ, hey, JJ's cool as fuck, man. I haven't seen him in fucking 20 fucking years, dude. But I love that dude, man. He was a cool dude. Some people thought he was cocky, and he could be, but it's because he was one of the best basketball players I've ever met. You know what I mean? And he could dunk in fucking 7th grade or 8th grade or some shit, and he's only about 5'8". You know what I mean? And my brother was dunking in 7th grade, and he was 5'10". You know what I mean? And got 2 technicals in a game in 8th grade, and got kicked out of the game because in fucking Missouri middle school you can't dunk in a game. He dunked it, and fucking technical kid shot the free throws, missed the second one. They took it down. Fucking kid, my brother passed it to this other kid. Kid passed it to him. He took up, dunked it again, got another technical, and kicked out of the game. And fucking like everybody's like, yeah, because they're already winning by 50 points. You know what I mean?
They were?
Yeah, dude, they were dope.
Oh,
they had a good team. My brother, he was he could dunk in fucking 7th grade. He could dunk in 7th grade, but he couldn't palm the ball. But by 8th grade, he's
Nice.
doing all those little things. It's like you got the springs on it, you hold in your hand, and you fucking.
Oh yeah, you just strength. Yeah, okay. He'll get that.
You fucking get that shit up and bang. And,
Just strengthening his fingers, just like
so
really
he could
grip.
it's like
grip that
frog
shit.
grip. Pow.
Yeah.
Monkey frog grip on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To
And,
the fingertips, man. That's how you maneuver shit.
But he was always good at every sport he tried, and he would every day when he'd get home from school, from the time he was in 3rd grade when we moved there, 100 free throws after school. Bam, bam. Before he do his homework, mom's like 100 free throws. Bam, bam, bam. And he got to where he didn't miss free throws. You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, Big Shaq. Hey, this is my shout out, Big Shaq. I just want to say, all you had to do was shoot 50 free throws a day, and you wouldn't have had the shittiest free throw percentage of any big man in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, love you, Shaq.
But
Yo, let me do a layup.
Oh, yo,
Let me do a layup.
Let me do a layup, bro.
Let me do a layup.
Do a sky hook over there like this, and maybe start jump shot from about 8 feet. But once you get outside the 8 feet range, I can't really shoot out there.
Shaq had bad eyes, man.
he just fucking. He was a big motherfucker who was a badass, but
No.
he wasn't lazy because he was doing shit. You know what I mean? And that fucking basketball practice was a bitch. Dude.
Just gets so much for you, man.
But he was a star when he was in high school. You know what I'm saying? His
Yeah.
dad made sure of it. You know what I mean? And he was fucking goddamn 6.5 feet tall as a goddamn fucking at 13 or some shit. You know what I mean? He got to fucking 7 feet fucking tall. You know what I mean? 7'3" or some shit. You know? And And but my dad, we were doing this goofy shit, and I was in 8th grade, and I'm running up, and I'm trying to touch the bottom of the net. And at that point, my brother, I'm in 8th grade, he's in 3rd grade. Yeah, 4th grade. I'm running and couldn't touch the bottom of the net, and he could already touch the net. And he's fucking younger than me because I was a wrestler, and you know what I mean, played soccer and shit, and I was like low center of gravity and strong legs. But I never tried to jump up. It was always this way, like horizontally and shit, laterally. And we're running, trying to touch the bottom of the net. My dad's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Because we're yelling, having a good time and shit. "What the fuck are you guys doing?" I'm like, "We're trying to touch the bottom of the net, Dad." And he's like, "Well, if you want to touch the bottom of the net, don't aim for the bottom of the net. You aim for the top of the fucking backboard." You know what I mean? We're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And we didn't say that to him because we
Reach
respected
for
him.
this
But
guy.
we're like, "What the fuck is this?
Go
fucking
through it. You gotta go
crazy?
through it.
Aim high." You know what I mean? That's fucking it, dude. And I used to have this Aim High Air Force sticker or poster on my wall when I was a kid because the Air Force people came through and like, "Here's a poster, kid." And I'm like, "Air Force, it's awesome. I'm gonna be a pilot." And because I'd see something and be like, I'm gonna be this when I was a kid a lot. And but yeah, I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And he's like, just fucking whatever, you know. And then we got to thinking about it, and I noticed I didn't give a shit about it. Sean starts getting higher on it, and higher on it, and higher on it in a matter of fucking almost
Seconds.
days, it seems
Really?
like. You know what I mean? Higher on it. Next thing you know, he's touching the fucking rim. Ding. And I still can't touch the bottom of the net. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm trying to get the top of the backboard." You know what I mean? So he's aiming higher. He's every time. And he was fucking diligent with it. You know what I mean?
Trying to get that backboard.
Fucking ferocious. Like he'd fucking, fucking motherfucker, you know, and get pissed off and do shit, you know, and fucking he had that,
Hulk smash.
yeah, he got that fucking haze smash, man. He fucking
Haze
that crazy shit
smash.
from the Scottish side of my family to where they're all fucking like, "Oh, fuck yeah, fucking."
You can touch the
We're
backboard.
gonna-
I don't know. I can't do it. I'm
They're the
not Scottish.
fucking combertos,
There
you
you
know.
go.
It's like fucking throwing fucking trees and shit, you know. But yeah, it's good times, man. Fucking. But yeah, all those people over there, man. I hope you're okay. You know, if you're listening to this, it's kind of like a time capsule. You might not hear it right now, but down the road, whenever Wayne's famous, at least, you know.
You'll be famous.
When FoxMantis is famous.
FoxMantis will be famous. Wayne Vashon won't be famous.
FoxMantis is famous.
raking in the money.
Y'all will go back and come back and listen to this shit and be like, "Who was that dude? Oh,
Who's
yeah.
that lady?
I don't know, but he's sucking dick from fucking coke or some
Sucking
new
dick
weird
from
drug after my
Yeah.
wife and kid have left me." Yeah.
Charlie Hayes. He's back in the alleyway where Charlie Hayes hangs out.
He got $20 his
Yes.
name because I gave him $20 15 minutes ago. That one of them motherfuckers? No.
Nah, dude.
Hell no, dude.
No way, man.
You know, I'm lazy.
You'll be on your fucking third kid.
I don't apply myself properly. I wish, man, but it sucks. But the reality of it is, you know, I don't think I'm gonna get to have any more kids in this life because unless my wife does kick me to the curb, which she won't, we love each other, you know.
Yeah, but don't say that
But,
shit.
well, she doesn't. She's scared. Cause
Well, no, I
we had
understand.
those
I
difficulties
understand
with
that.
Harrison
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
I understand
They both
that
almost
issue,
died.
but yeah, you guys will be together.
So it's like, I understand. I mean, just from my perspective, I don't want to lose either one of them. Or definitely don't want to lose her. But she sure the fuck must be more scared about it than I am, because she's the one that almost died. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it
been-
sucks. It sucks that my homie got raped, but you know, it sucks to know that my friend got raped. But it really sucks a lot worse to be the homie that got raped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Little Bow Wow.
Little Bow, shout out.
Shout out to Little Bow Wow.
Oh, oh, oh.
He ain't little anymore.
I like
motherfucker.
Little Bow Wow, man.
I don't remember any of his shit.
He's cool, man. Lottery ticket was fun. He had like Mike or some shit where he got Michael Jordan's old fucking shoes from when he was at North Carolina, and he wears them and all of a sudden he can dunk and shit. He's like playing fucking for the Bulls or some shit, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, it was dope, and it's cute. Pair of old Air Jordan 1s or some shit, and they're all ratty, and but he can dunk. But that was when he's like fucking 11, you know, or some shit.
It's an MTV experiment.
I don't really like him as a rapper because it's fucking, I don't know, man. He was getting his teeth cut too young in it, and then all of a sudden, and he got that likable thing, and then it's like he'll put something out. It's like if he's doing like some R. Kelly shit or some fun, you know, like booty type rap stuff. Nothing.
At least it would be legal, you know, because
Something
he'd
that's fun.
be peeing on girls
Yeah.
his age.
But if he's like, "I'll kill a motherfucker for talking shit," I'm like, "Oh, Bow Wow," and his name's just Bow.
Bow. Yo, call me Bow.
Bow.
Bow down to the bow.
Because I talk like this.
Hey, that's copyright. By the way, bow, you
Oh,
cannot say
bow.
bow to the bow.
Bow to the
Oh,
bow.
bow to the bow.
And they do that bow to the ball fucking Kid Rock
Bow
thing
to
for
the
the thing,
bow
but they're
to
saying
bow.
bow to the wow, the wow, the chow, wow, da, da, da. You know, they're doing the same shit, but, but bow to the wow. That's what's gonna fucking happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Copyrighted. FoxMantis and PigMonkey.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna fucking stop and get some more smokes and gas on my
Oh,
way here.
shit.
Get to the gas station on the right before you get here.
Yeah.
Pull over. I'm like, cool, I got this. I was gonna stop at the one in my neighborhood, but I'm like, I'm gonna make further ground and stop. You know, the last gas station. Go upside, look around. I don't need anything else I need. Nah. Get up. Like, hey, can I get a pack of yada yada? And he was like, okay. And he gets them. I'm like, left my fucking wallet at home.
No, dude.
Left my wallet at home, which is probable cause to
So
search my
crazy
vehicle.
because those of you who don't know Charlie, he always double checks himself. He'll like roam around the house, but okay, I'll get my backpack. And he's like patting himself. In
I had that
pockets and
motherfucker on a
shit.
chain for 15 years, not because it looks cool.
Yeah.
And I get compliments on it because I use bicycle chains and shit.
Oh, what?
And they're like, oh, it's a bicycle chain. That's pretty cool. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's,
dude, have you been to Brooklyn? Okay.
yeah. But it's because you can beat the fuck out of them with it. And it comes down to it, dude. That's a fucking nice little shillelagh, dude. And that fucking fulcrum point on it. Oh, yeah, dude. It's fucking steel. Bro.
Scratch people, man.
It's fucking steel. Oh, yeah. It's
Slice
take a
'em.
chunk out. You know,
Ooh.
Walking Dead, dude. I'm taking a chunk out. You know what I mean? And yeah, those little, especially those mushy-headed pussies on fucking Walking Dead. Yeah, they suck if they chew on you. But it's like I don't understand. It's like I love The Walking Dead. Love it. Fucking love it. Favorite drama possibly ever.
Okay.
Since Game of Thrones, though, man, that's a totally different cup of tea. And one little thing
I
about
love
me,
Game of Thrones,
I
dude.
recently got to experience Game of Thrones. When it came
Oh.
out, I was like, it looks fucking stupid because I'm used to that sci-fi fucking weak shit. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no,
I'm
this
like,
is
this
real.
is fucking, it's gonna suck. And I like
Big
Peter.
old budget for that movie.
I think Peter
That's-
Dinklage is
yeah.
cool. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like I'll kind of watch some shit he does because he's a funny dude. And
He's good that he brings sophistication
Yeah.
to the topic we were talking about earlier.
yes,
So like that's a good. That's a
Yeah.
good sense. That's a good, smart, intelligent individual.
yep.
Eh,
Well, we got HBO like a month ago
Oh, welcome to
for first
Game of
time, and I
Thrones.
mean we had it for everything for a long time, and we trimmed the fat.
Did you
'cause we had a
watch
kid.
all? How far along are you? Did you watch the whole?
I
thing?
went. I was like, I'll watch the first. I didn't want to watch it till I could watch the first episode.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Pilot was good.
Because I'd be places and it'd be on, and I'd be like, nah, I don't fucking care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to know what the fuck's going on because I don't want to ruin it. You know.
Sweet. That's
And
a good way to
so-
go.
So I go in a month ago, one night after I got home from work. I was like, the day we got HBO. I go to work, come home. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna watch this. Watch the first episode. I'm like, okay, okay. Alright.
Very smug. Okay.
Mm.
Let's see, I don't see what people think about this. Whatever. Probably gonna suck.
I'm up all alone by myself. I still got white line fever from driving all night. Well, the wife and kid are in bed. Okay, might as well go ahead and just smoke a little something. And,
Go ahead and watch the next one.
okay. And, what's that? Game of Thrones. I may as well go ahead and watch the first episode. Can't hurt nothing. It's only an hour and 5 minutes long.
Oh wait, for copyright purposes, we'll do a different voice. Copy and watching. May as well go ahead and fucking watch. Fuck it, I'll watch it. Watching it. There's a titty. That's fucking plus.
That's cool.
That's fucking good. Fucking. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You put a titty on top of it. That's nice, bro. That's an extra 5 points. I don't give a fuck who you are. And even ugly titties, at least it's a titty. You know what I mean? Unless it's a dude
Yeah.
titty, and that's just weird. You
Dude
know?
titties.
Starting to get titties too, man. Thought I was like, damn, I get some peck action popping. I was like, oh wait a second, that motherfucker jiggled when I jumped. You know, it's weird. It's getting conic in shape, and like I got a soft, nice little A cup popping. It's cool, and yeah, but and then all of a sudden, oh shit! Somebody, damn, they killed the fuck out of that dude.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking. That looked fucking legit, dude.
Yeah.
That was more realistic than Walking Dead, as a matter of fact. Yeah, because
Just beheaded him.
Walking
Took
Dead, the
fucking
fucking
huge ass sword.
like they'll just go, like they'll have a fucking like they've had scenes where a dude's bashing something's fucking head in with a tire tool or fucking lead,
yeah.
you know, something like
Pipe, yeah.
solid steel.
Just a blunt object, yeah.
Fucking, it'll cave in a goddamn fucking cinder block, let alone a 20-pound sledgehammer. You know what I'm saying?
Ugh.
And fucking, but it's just like they got him like 3 times with it. I'm like, no, And then all of a sudden, the very next person in the next scene goes wee wee with a sword, with no technique. No, I'm sorry, Michonne. I like the character, badass, but there's just Michonne. Just
I have to
from me to you, just watch some motherfucking samurai shit.
Yeah.
Take a goddamn fucking class. We got the internet. You don't have to take class anymore.
Well, she doesn't know how to use a sword, so they cheated.
She's gotten better.
Oh, has she?
She's gotten better.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Because originally
Uh-huh.
she didn't know all that shit, and it was her husband's sword or some shit, and fucking in the dream sequence early, and that's the same sword she killed him with, and cut his arms off and removed his jaw along with his best friend, or brother or whatever, and those were her slaves she carried with her.
Oh, really?
When she
I didn't know
got-
that. See, I didn't get
yeah.
that far, and I got third season
Yeah,
in, and then I
dude.
was done. But that's really.
It kind of goes meow for a minute, but
Yeah.
then it starts. The last 2 seasons have been fucking dope. You know what I
Oh.
mean? And building up. She got this new fucking character. Since the governor, it's been decent. The pirate looking dude.
Yeah, no, I stopped watching it for the governor. I was like,
Yeah.
this is
And
kind of weird.
but they've got the new dude, Negan.
Yeah, and he kills that Asian
Negan.
dude.
What are you pussies?
Right.
Fuck you. Hey, come here. No, I like you. Fucking Negan. And he's a dick. But dude, but the character is so charismatic that you have to like him at some points. You're like, he's got funny shit, dude. Well, he's a goddamn megalomaniac. You know what I mean? Man, he's taken. I won't spoil anything, but the dudes that are in his group. He's done some like Genghis Khan shit, Khan shit. You know what I mean? To where he goes and him and like 10 dudes go and raid these motherfuckers, and they kill the ones that fight them, or if they can capture them, and torture them into submission to where they become one of them, and then they tell everybody else, hey, if you want to live, you can join us. If you want to die, well then
Where you're gonna die.
you're gonna die, and you don't want to join us, you're gonna die. And so they join, and so he's got like hundreds of people. We still don't know how many people because it's a huge army, and to where they're everywhere, and but yeah, so it's like this dude, and he's a fucking cunt. So he takes all their women, and they become his wives. So he's fucking these dudes. These dudes are on his team. They have to put up with this shit. You take fucking. There have a few of them that if that one wanted to, they could have killed him a long time ago. You know what I mean? But they're fucking. They got brainwashed shit. You know what I mean? They're fucking been beat down to the point where they think they can't do it, or fucking. Yeah, they're out slaughtering fucking villages. You know what I mean? As a unit, but all they gotta do is be like, I miss my wife. How about you, dude? Hey, how you doing? Hey, Jim, how you doing, bud? I just miss Terry so much. Clem, I miss Terry so much. Hey, Jim, I miss Victoria so much too, but I just wish I could have her again. What you pussy crying about? I just miss Victoria. I miss her. Well, Negan's asleep right motherfucking now.
Oh,
And
yeah,
just kill the
that's it.
motherfucker. Lock the fucking door and burn it down. That's some fucking old
That's
shit.
how it should end.
That's some old shit, but it doesn't.
No.
But you can't get rid of a character like they've killed off loved characters on that show.
Hell yeah.
That are awesome. That great chemistry just because of this new fucking cunt. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of it's fun. But Game of Thrones, dude.
Game of Thrones dope.
Finished that first episode. Had to be up 7:00 the next morning, 6:30 ish. Knew maybe 5 because it's a roll of fucking dice. No later than 7:30, and it's 7 because that's when my wife takes my son to school and then goes to work. And then I try to go back to sleep. I got like 2.5 hours, but I can't. It's just tough. Once I'm up, and deep, wheels start going. The carnival comes to town. Same carnival that's ironically in my head as I'm trying to fall asleep. And fucking shit, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're
God
trying to
damn.
pull you back in,
Doug,
buddy.
Doug Stanhope thing, there's got to be a word that rhymes with orange. Orange, borange, orange. That whole fucking thing. I'm a piece of shit. What am I doing? I'm 40. I haven't done shit. I'm fucking, that whole thing. The carnival and circus, whatever. But yeah, so you got Negan, and that's fun. And then Game of Thrones, it just watched an episode. And I get home at 11. You know what I mean? That
Right.
night, I was getting home early. Get home at 11, hour and 5 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes to warm up before I put it on. So 11, 12:30 episode's over. I'm like, fuck. I'll put on another episode just to fall asleep to, because I like to have something on to fall asleep
Yeah.
to. That or rain. Love rain sounds. Like rains with like river, brook in
Yeah.
the back. I love that shit. Really helps me. And Like, okay. When I realized what was going on, it was fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. And I knew I was going to have to be up anytime between now and 2 hours. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And so I ended up saying, fuck it. Stopped watching for about 30 minutes while my wife was, getting ready, and 45 minutes, and then she leaves. I put it right back on, said, we're going to sleep. And then I let my kid watch, some Mickey Mouse shit, some other shit, some, informative stuff, whatever, learning stuff. I'll put it on the TV, And so usually that's what I do. But I just went ahead and let him watch that shit on his tablet or in the bedroom, and I watched all day long. Now, I'd be doing other shit, too. I didn't just sit there.
Yeah.
I'd, like, cleaning, fucking changing diapers, goddamn fucking doing shit, playing a game, drawing, whatever the fuck, and maintaining the balance of, that little...
Yeah, the kingdom that you call Hazeland.
And I finished it in 4 days.
All of it?
All of it.
Oh, sweet. Dude, so you see that part. Spoiler alert, I don't give a fuck. It's FoxMantis Radio. If you're already in hour 20, then you're invested.
Yeah.
So,
wait, no, don't fuck you, because if you're at hour 20, you're...
So when the Hound comes back...
Devoted, yeah, dude.
And he, like, my favorite scene in that season was when... I mean, there's a lot of great scenes, but my personal favorite, because I think the Hound's dope. And he sees those people that killed everybody in his new life.
Those little punk fucking rapers.
Yeah.
Killed his
they had that little
homies.
funny finger in the butt joke or whatnot, because that guy was a fucking pig, and you see the Hound come in with that fucking hatchet. Whack.
Dude, yeah. Did he take his head off with it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First whack.
Boom.
Whack.
Just like
Decap.
brutally decapitated.
Plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Bam.
Just one swift fucking hit. Because he doesn't fuck around.
Fucks him up.
He knows how to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Well,
so that was dope.
Well, I always wanted to like him. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I've that dude in other movies, like in Hot Fuzz. People say,
Is he in there?
Yarp.
Oh, shit.
Narp. That dude, the fucking big goony dude that worked at the grocery store.
That's him.
Yeah, that's him. Yarp, Narp. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, that's Homeboy. He looks fucking cool. He's got the burn face, and a la Dwight.
But he can act.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude's fucking cool. And he kind of reminds me of somebody a little bit too. Kind of, like that. I think he's got like a gap between his two front teeth, and just the way his face is shaped reminds me of somebody that I used to know.
Oh,
and so there's kind of automatically that, and I can't put a finger on it.
Gautier moment there.
Which reminds me of somebody. I'm like automatically like, that thing in my brain to where I'm like, oh, that's familiar. You know what I mean? And like bugs to a light. And but yeah, and it's like I'm like, fuck, but he's such a fucking evil fuck, because that person he just fucking killed was a good person. God damn, But when he comes in and fucking what's her name? I haven't watched it for a month, so it's fucking rusty.
Arya?
No, her sister.
Sansa.
Yeah. When Sansa, those dudes are trying to fucking throw the rape down on her.
Oh, yeah.
When they got invaded, when the castle got raided. And everybody else is bouncing. You know what I mean? Fucking, and he's like trying to find them.
Yeah, just picks it right up. Like,
he comes up,
kills
kills them, and grabs her. And he's just fucking like, doesn't he knock her out or some shit?
No, just throws her up.
Yeah,
you come with me. Because she knew she was safe. For
he knocked Arya out that one time because she was acting crazy and he had to like shut her up to get the fuck out of there. And but yeah, and so it's like right then for him to do that,
He has a heart. Yeah.
He has a heart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or else he would have been like, killed them and then raped her. And then fucking ate her.
He looks like a fucking monster because he got burnt. He's afraid of fire though.
Dude's a bitch ass mountain brother.
I love that brotherhood fight with the flaming sword.
Who am I? The fucking mountain. When he's like, after he comes back. See, whenever I found out ahead of time that there was a chance that, I won't say who accidentally told because they had no idea, but that he was going to come back, a fucking Hound. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw it. Like,
yeah. Oh, that was so awesome. But
it came out.
I was hoping that he was going to be normal and not be like, you have two of those.
Oh yeah, he just took him a while to recover.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's some lapse of time. I mean, you got to think about it. Like who was it? Varys, like during that season, already like goes to fucking the the fucking Egyptian-looking place in the south and came all the way back to Daenerys.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was a lot of time that passed. I'm sure if it was that easy,
Yep.
it's like, oh, just day travel down the creek there.
Yep.
You know.
I've never really liked short girls. Like been like attracted to them. I've always
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I mean, there are always exceptions to every rule. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Always.
What are you getting at,
Like
bud?
Hayden Panettiere, she's like a really pretty midget, and ironically is married to Vladimir Klitschko, who just lost. And, hey Vladimir, if you're listening, homie, hey man, you're still a badass. Keep fighting like that. You got some more left in you. But anyway, you know, he was the king of the heavyweight division of boxing for 10 years.
Damn.
And, but she's smoking hot. She's like 4'11". You know what I mean? And
Shakira,
he's
Shakira.
6'6",
Damn.
and she's 4'11". He's literally over a foot and a half taller than her. You know, and that's kind of, I was like, oh, that's weird. But I've always had a fascination with dwarven types. So. But yeah, but I always like, you know, taller girls, you know, this kind of thing.
Where did that spawn from?
Liking tall girls or the dwarf thing?
We were talking about Game of Thrones, and now we're talking about
Oh, because even though she's short, the mother of dragons is. Ooh,
how short is she? Is she? that
She's
short?
not too tall.
Oh,
Yeah, she's next to everybody else, and she's like 6 inches shorter than them.
she's hot though.
Like they don't put her and Arya in the same scene. They might now since Arya's hitting puberty and stuff. But
yeah, Arya's growing up.
yeah, she's fucking awesome, ain't she?
Dude,
Yeah.
she's a badass.
Yeah, dude, I like her fire.
She's a survivor, man.
Mhm.
Like
to go through that fucking shit that she had to
really,
do with.
she didn't
yeah.
get treated like Sansa because she
Mm.
cut her hair off and
Mm.
disguised herself as a
I'm
dude.
a boy. I'm
Yeah.
a living pig shit. You know what I mean?
She's got
And
that.
learn to
she's
sword
got
fight.
that Ned Stark like
Mhm.
survival mentality. Like,
When she learned to dance, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sword fight and shit. You
Yeah.
know? That dude was cool. I liked him. The Inigo Montoya type.
dude, he was just one of the faceless men teaching her.
But awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what if they had. It'd been kind of cool if they had it to where it's like he's like.
They can
with-
bring him back.
Yeah. You know,
He's
because they didn't
just
show him
another
die.
face on the wall, dude.
They just showed him kind of them coming around him and shit,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think they killed him.
I think they
kind of let him
showed-
think that he might die,
right.
but because he's got a stick and they got swords and shit
Mhm.
and everything, and fucking they finally kind of hurt him, you know. But they could. That'd be cool. But I was so happy when that little fucking evil fucking
Joffrey.
666 cunt fucking evil weird twisted fucking fuck Joffrey fucking died. That's a cool name. What a fucked up kid. Like, that dude, the whole time I was like, just let a dragon eat him. Where are the dragons? I want the fucking dragons to hurry up and eat this little fuck. You know
No,
what I
he
mean?
he died a bitch way
Oh, yeah.
because he was a bitch, man. Oh,
It was funny
He
at his
got
fucking
poisoned.
wedding, and then, especially when he's being such a fucking cunt.
belittling.
Yeah, that little puppet show.
Mhm.
The little dwarf puppet show.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was fucking funny.
Hey, you know what? Kudos for that company to actually hire
Yeah.
the dwarves and make.
That's
you
the
know,
most
and
since Willow.
That's so great.
It's the most dwarf since Willow, I think, maybe.
Probably.
Because they fucked him. They fucked the fuck. Hey, here's my biggest thing. I like Tim Burton, Johnny Depp. He's alright.
That
I
was stupid.
like that shit.
Oh, I know exactly.
But the
where
Willy
you're going
Wonka
with
shit,
this.
them taking one motherfucking weird little kind of dwarf dude from India and motherfucking making him fucking 100 of them. You fucking fucks. Are you aware of the amount of fucking dwarfs that got fucking work in Wizards of Oz and Willow and fucking all that? They need.
They probably would have saved a lot more money. Doing all this
Fucking
CG
do, yeah.
and stuff, that's expensive too.
But you know he's not working for free.
You know, like. Yeah, and he's a shitty actor. I'm sorry. I do like those commercials though, with him and fucking Key and Peele and Nick Kroll. I want
Haven't
to say,
seen those.
and it's like it's Victorian style. And they're like Victorian. It's one of Key or Peele's fucking wedding. And they're
Mhm.
like it's a bachelor party or some shit. And they're like.
This is a commercial?
Yeah, it's like Geico or some shit, you know,
Oh.
and it's like Victorian England or some shit, and they're all, no, the wig's on, and it's like, oh, this bachelor party is amazing. Sir, we've got you a wench for you, and they're like, oh, bring in the wench, and then she comes in, and it's that little fucking dwarf dude from fucking Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
No way.
but he's in drag, and he's like.
Sexy time, party, you party time, party.
That's creepy.
He's freaking up on it. It's so fucking wrong, but awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's the best work I ever saw him do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. A fucking 14 seconds of fucking Geico as a weird fucking
Drag.
trainee wench.
Bring in the trainee wench.
Yeah, it's a good song. That's Iron Maiden, right? No, it sounds like an Iron Maiden song, doesn't it? Bringing a tranny wench. Yeah. Oh shit, that was loud.
It was a bit loud. Yeah.
I tried to pull away. Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, man. So, I guess the whole point is
Game of Thrones is the best.
Game of Thrones is the best. Fucking fuck Timmy Moody again. I actually got it. I was talking to my nephew. He called me the other day. He's like 26,
Moody.
7 now, and he called me up and was like, "Hey, fuck Timmy Moody." And I'm like, "What are you talking?" You know,
Oh, yeah.
because he listened to the podcast and
Nice.
shit. And he's like, "So is it just those two?" And I was like, "No, dude. There's fucking 2 other ones. You know, fucking check them out, man." And
Yeah, check out the podcast, guys. if
he's a
you're
cool
listening.
kid, man. My nephew Corey Carr. Shout out Corey Carr. They used to call
Corey
him.
Carr.
They called him Superstar Corey Carr when he was a kid
Why?
because he was the best baseball player,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't even like. I mean, he liked baseball, but he didn't even really try with baseball. His dad coached, and he's just really good at sports and shit. But wrestling, the only reason he wasn't a 3-time state champion in Kansas City, he went to Park Hill North, which is the top wrestling school in the Kansas City area. And most of those kids on that varsity go on to wrestling college, real high level. And his freshman year, the only reason he wasn't 3 times, he got a sophomore and junior year, one state. He'd been wrestling. He was Tulsa Nationals champion when he was like 8 years old, and that's like a big national tournament in freestyle wrestling. And just constantly won, just always winning state takedown club, little league, you know, and to state nationals. And his freshman year, he was I think undefeated, and then going into districts, and he's number 1 seed. Or maybe going into state, he was cutting weight and his kidneys shut down on him. And
What?
fucking yeah, and so fucking he almost died because he's cutting weight and shit and everything, and didn't get to go to state, didn't get to finish, and so he's number 1 ranked and would have won state. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of sucked, but he won sophomore, won junior, and then senior year he was ranked number 2, and the only kid in the state ranked higher than him was ranked number 1 in the country in that weight class, and they were number 1 and number 2. That
Damn.
no, the only kid in the country ranked higher than him his senior year was the number 1 kid that was in the same district. That was a kid he grew up wrestling with. Like they were on the same team. His dad coached him.
Rivals.
My nephew's dad coached him. You know, fucking all that. And the thing was my nephew's dad, if he hadn't become a crackhead and meth head and all that shit and everything, he could have done a lot with wrestling. His brother wrestled for KU. You know, fucking, you know, University of Kansas, all that shit, and he was really good. And he was wrestling with Corey from the time he was a baby, you know, and constantly. So Corey was just, when he was fucking 3, he could wrestle with you, you know, and wrestle, you know what I mean, and not just like me, but technique, you know what I mean, and we went up there for the state wrestling, and there was one moment where I was in the restroom, my nephew and I went to the bathroom. And I was holding his penis for him. No, I'm just playing. Had to stare it up a little bit.
My cousin touched wieners.
I was holding his cack, and
cack.
went to the restroom. And then as we were walking out, that kid was walking in, and he was almost in tears. Corey's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he was just like, hey," and everything. And what it was is that kid had won state the 3 years before, so he was going to be the first time that they'd have a 4-time state champion in the state of Missouri since the 70s. So if Corey beat him, he wouldn't have been 4-time state champion. So there was a legacy on the line, and my nephew liked this kid. You know what I mean? They were friends. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm watching. We're watching him destroy the fuck out of everybody. And then he gets out there, and he's winning fucking like 5-3, and he ends up losing like 6-5, right? And there were a couple moments to where he didn't get back points when he should have. It's like where you have them to where their backs all like near the mat, but the shoulders aren't touching. You know what I'm saying? Back's on the mat, but their shoulder blades have to touch. Both shoulder blades at the same time. And it doesn't have to be 3 seconds, you know what I'm saying, or any of that shit. Like, 1, 2, it's none of that shit. It's literally roll them over. If you take them down, roll them over, bam, and get those. If you got a good ref, and they get under there, and they see, bam. And they'll stick their hand in there sometimes, like you can't really tell. If both those shoulder blades touch, pin. That's it. You know what I mean? I pinned a kid in 6 seconds when I was 7th grade.
What?
Yeah, fucking at that time. I don't know if it was the fastest, but when it happened, people were like, that might be the fastest, that might be the fastest, and all that shit and everything. And I'd wrestled a kid before, and I knew how he wrestled. And they shake hands, have a good match, go. And I fucking faked down low, like I was gonna shoot in like fucking a low level single, right? And I had this thing, I would grab the ankle, and I wouldn't slam my shoulder into the knee, but I'd put my shoulder into the shin to pull it and push down. You know, you just pull, and you know, you got that pivot point, you pull, and they're going down. You know what I'm saying? You can get on top of them and try to get, you know, get around behind them, get your 2 points for takedown, all that shit. He have a good match, go. I fake low, he drops down, I hooked him, grabbed him in a headlock, fucking flipped him over like hip toss, fucking headlock, hip toss, took him down, pinned him in a headlock, and it was 6 seconds, bam, and fucking just like,
What?
go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. You know what I mean? And it was dope. It felt so fucking cool. Because I had kids on the wrestling team that were badasses when I was wrestling in Kansas, that they were fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I had a couple of them. Like, one kid I beat in competition one time, and it was just luck. I beat him 4-3, and I think he took it easy on me. You know what I mean? Most of them would beat me in practice because they're fucking the best. You know?
Right.
But I'd get them every once in a while. You know? And so it's like, you know, that would always feel good too. It's like, this dude literally has won state since he was 4, and we're fucking, like, especially my senior year, going in there into practice, and I hadn't wrestled in fucking 4 years, you know, 5 years.
What? Really?
I only went my senior year so I could wrestle. That was, you know, so I could wrestle. And also too, I went to visit because I was living in Missouri, I went to visit my grandma in the summertime. I go over there, and chicks, you know, chicks, bro. You know what I mean?
Chicks, dude.
And so I'd fucking hook up with a chick, and, you know, it's like, do I want to go back to Missouri? I was going to play football my senior year, and they started those 2-a-day tryouts right after my junior year that were like 2 days after the end of the school year. And first day of fucking 2-a-days, I go down there, and I'm going to play football because I never lettered in anything in high school. You know what I mean? I played baseball. 9th grade baseball didn't count because it was still considered Little League. You know what I mean? And so you just had JV and varsity. And so you don't get a letter for it, even though I played and started and all that shit. But quit baseball, fucking played basketball my freshman years. You know, didn't make the team per se, but I went through like 3 weeks of practices and shit and everything, and then broke my hand, and so I couldn't play.
Damn.
So I'm like, fuck this, I'm not gonna run and shit for nothing. Fuck off, you know. I'll go play Nintendo, bitches, you know.
But how can you do that with your broken hand,
yeah,
Charlie?
Fucking boxer's break. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, outside fucking carpal. Ring.
You still got your thumbs?
Yeah,
You
still
can
got
hold the
my thumbs,
control
yeah,
with
fucking
2
it's like
fingers.
this, yeah, cast and everything, dude. And it's all in the thumbs.
It's all in the thumbs.
And but yeah, so I never lettered, and that kind of sucks. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna play football, even if I only get to JV. I knew I was faster than maybe 2 kids in the whole school, especially going into my senior year. You had a couple faster. One kid in my grade, Brad Gayer, was fast as fuck. He's a little short dude. Danny Venable was a grade behind me, and his brother dated my sister, so he was like a brother. And we played baseball together and shit and everything. And that kid was fucking ridiculously fast. And then the fastest kid in the whole fucking school was a kid named Danny Ramsey. And anybody from Missouri knows about Danny Ramsey. I don't know what he's doing, but miss that kid. He was a good kid.
Danny Ramsey, shout out.
Danny was one of those kids that was LD, and that's just what they called everybody back then. That you know, had any learning deficiencies whatsoever. They just retards, you know what I mean? And he was in the LD, but he was born normal. But he had gone through traumatic experiences as a child, and it fucked him. And
Severe,
so,
like PTSD
Hi, Charlie. Hey, guys.
Oh,
You know,
man.
and sweetie and kind of goofy looking glasses, thick glasses and everything. But some of the fucking, they were just kids. They didn't know any better. But some of the kids, kind of assholes, and some of them were my friends, but always made me sad. But pissed me off sometimes. But they'd be like, hey, Danny, hey, man, why don't you fuck the side of your dad? You know, do this, or tell him to say something to a girl or some shit,
Oh,
and he'd get in
man.
trouble and stuff. And but Danny, here's the thing about Danny, he'd sprint the fucking mile. You know what I'm saying? He'd sprint the mile, dude, and could sprint.
I just kept running.
I was fast as fuck. Like I was one of like in off season for baseball, for instance.
Mhm.
Like we had a group. It'd be like 3 or 4 of us that would out sprint everybody out the gate, and everybody's like, these stupid motherfuckers, they're gonna waste their gas. We had the 4 mile or 5 mile fun run that we'd have to do after baseball practice. It was running around our town pretty much, and we got to go like a block down and then cut over. You know what I mean? Block and a half down. So we'd sprint down to that corner, be the first ones to go, cut over, and then diagonally cut the rest of it. And then fucking literally fucking cut out half of the 5 mile fun run. And then go chill out and hang out and sit around and fucking drink soda and shit and fuck off. You know what I mean? Fucking a few blocks from the school. Yeah. And but Danny Ramsey, like, be on the track when we'd have to run, you know, the mile around the track, 4 times around the track. When I would be starting my 3rd lap, Danny would be done.
Really? It's like that scene in Captain America. It's like,
That's what it reminded me of. When I saw
On
that
your
shit,
left.
I swear to God, when I saw that, I literally thought
On
of
your
Danny
left.
Ramsey. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he here's the thing. I'm dying after that. I could sprint, but I hated that long distance shit. You know what I mean? Fucking my lungs would get cold, and I hated that fucking feeling. And that cramp under the rib,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
throw up or some shit. I just hated that shit. And but I could sprint, you know, burst. That's why I was in baseball. I was good at stealing bases because fucking that's
zippity
zip,
doo dah.
bam. Especially if I get to jump on that pitcher, fucking they're going to fucking full wind up. Fucking better not lift that leg, motherfucker. I'm already gone. I'm gone. I'm almost there by the time that catcher gets the ball. You know what I'm saying? So fuck good luck. And hopefully that catcher is fucking strong and, you know, got enough fucking, I'm tough, I'm a good catcher, to where he tries to throw that fucker and he's a little scared, spooked, and so he overthrows it, and then I get fucking 3rd and maybe home out that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I you know, but Danny Ramsey, man, that motherfucker, he'd run, we'd get done, everybody's like, and he'd be like, hey guys, oh, hi, woo, you know, and fucking, you know, but Danny Ramsey was cool, man. Yeah, it's fun times, dude.
Fun times.
But yeah, man, fucking dude, you know me, dude. Wind me the fuck up, dude. I'll talk.
Wow. I know, dude.
What else we got?
Oh man, we got tons of stuff, dude. You want to talk
Oh, it's
about?
11:30 already. How long have we been
Yeah.
doing this? Like 3 hours?
We're at the minute 40.
That's it? 140?
It's 140. I mean, still, it's 1 hour and 40 minutes. Charlie Hayes,
Yeah.
you're the man, brother.
You the man.
Got something.
man.
Who's this?
Oh yeah. I got something.
What's
I'm
up?
sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
go ahead. Do it.
Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Bam.
Boom.
Yeah, this is my MySpace page.
Oh yeah, that's the thing we're supposed to do. Turn around every now and then. Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little
Turn around.
bright eyes. Every now and then.
All right, we're
Fucking
just killing time right now. It was our
Well,
duet.
it's telling me it's like log in. I don't know my password. I can't listen to it
No.
without my password. That's some bullshit.
You need your password.
Like I'm looking
for
at
the
it.
MySpace.
Like I'm looking at it. But yeah, I just had some old shit. It's like the first beats I made,
Yeah.
and
That would have been cool, man. We haven't heard any cake beater music or anything this podcast,
yeah,
Charlie.
there hasn't been any money. Any money.
There's
any
no
music
money
at
in
all.
this. There's no music
None.
and money.
Fuck music, man. Music's stupid for fucking nerds and queers.
That's right.
Yeah. That's good.
Charlie Hayes, man. So, fuck. Let's see. What was that? Boom, boom, boom,
Oh yeah,
boom.
we're got that pissing contest with North Korea going on still.
I don't think anything's gonna come to it.
I hope not, man.
Yeah.
There's some shit.
Oh no.
Oh, why Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor could be off due to stalling by the UFC's Dana White.
Oh why?
Remember that night when I was in here when we, the first podcast? And I
Right.
was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen because Dana White wants too much of that motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? That's the big fucking thing. Because if there was no UFC contract with Conor McGregor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Zuffa contract, WME contract, Conor McGregor could just go fight whoever the fuck he wants. If it was completely, if that's where boxing and UFC are different, is because in UFC they own you. You know what I'm saying? They're your fucking. They own your fucking promotion. They own.
And in
fucking
boxing, they
everything.
don't. Come on.
No,
what?
no. In boxing, you've got so many different individual organizations. You know, WBO, WBA, WBN, and, fucking all these WBC, all these different boxing organizations. That's why you'll have 10 champions of the same fucking division. You know, if that champion doesn't go out and get all those fucking belts and shit. You know, it's not 10, it's like 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
The big dogs. But it's also too like with Holly Holm. Holly Holm's a badass. She beat my ass, dude. But in that hype train fight with her and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, where she lost the title.
They were
she tried to
when
block
she
every
won the
punch.
title from Ronda Rousey when she head kicked her,
Yeah.
beat her fucking ass,
Mhm.
fucking made her look stupid for a round, and then fucking
Oh
head
my
kick
God.
knocked her out, and fucking made her go do you know.
Block
And-
the punches with your
Uh-huh.
face, Ronda.
Mhm. Most importantly, you're fucking that button I was talking about over there by your
Yeah.
jaw.
Tweak.
And
No, keep your hands down.
but the thing about Holly Holm is they were like, she's 19-time world champion. But the thing is, it was like they figured it out. There's a few of those, I don't know how many, but at least a few of them were like, let's say that you and I
Yeah.
have some money to throw in. We decide
Yeah,
to
we got some
start an
money.
organization.
Let's start an organization.
We decide to have a night to where it's like a band's playing, then some fighting. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Well, whoever wins that night, one fight even sometimes, they're the
Mhm.
champion of that organization.
Boom, we got our champion.
So she had a few of those that she fought like one person that wasn't even really that great, and that's her title. So that's one of those fucking 18, 19-time world champion. You know what I mean? So, but
still sounds good.
still fucking won some motherfucking fights, dude.
That's right.
That's
At
so
least
weird.
19 of them.
That's what's so weird. You got people that are petrified to get in that cage. Dude, that's some scary shit, bro. That's getting that fucking cage.
Never been, man. I don't.
Me either.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was a
Weird situation
kid.
if I
We
did.
had this park called the Hogan that we would walk to
The
fight
Hogan.
after school, and you're walking like a block from the school with a fucking 200 kids behind you, and it's like,
What?
oh shit, and it's your blood's pumping that whole fucking walk. You know what I mean? And that person that you're fighting might be right beside you. Fuck you, I'm gonna beat your ass. Or it's just they're ahead of you, you're ahead of them, whatever. But you got the whole school coming to watch it. You know what I mean? And they fucking here.
Yeah.
But that's what that reminds me of. It reminds me of fucking getting ready to walk out to the mat, you know, in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking, even though in wrestling, it's with that shit, you're the only thing going on. It's just like doing stand up. It's like, that's what scares me about doing stand up. I love being on stage with a mic, bro. But with the music, I can manipulate the environment and zip in and out of it. I don't have to be the complete and utter center of attention, especially with a band. I've got all these other people that are doing shit like puppets. You know what I
Right,
mean? That
exactly.
not calling them puppets, but it's like you got all this other stuff
We're all
going
puppets.
on. Same concept of lights and fire and lasers and all that shit. It's a distraction to make it seem like it's more than what it is. You know, in reality, it's just a human doing some cool shit, you know? And that, ironically, a lot of people lack the ability to do. That's why it's so fascinating. So it's a good thing. But yeah, that walking out to the mat. But in wrestling, you got 7 other people wrestling at the exact same time. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, especially like, you know, tournaments. You got 8 different mats, 12 different mats, whatever the fuck. So you've constantly got other shit going on. So not everybody's focusing on you, even though these 30, 40, 50 people might be. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Unless it's state fucking finals, it's one person, 2 people wrestling at a time. You know what I'm saying? On one mat, which is cool. You know, that's fucking bad. That's the way it should be. You know what I mean? It's a championship. But it's so scary to get in there. But I've been very fortunate not to get any fights in a while. You know what I mean?
You just need to get to a ring and just kind of dick around, man.
Well, the reality of it is that's the safest place in the world to get in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe not these low-level shit, you know, like fucking goddamn blood sports type shit where it's like Fight Club and that ref doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. That's just the dude that's running it's homie with a T-shirt on. You know what I mean? He has no experience, no medical experience. If you're in like the UFC, for instance.
Herb's my boy. That's what I gotta
Oh, yeah.
say.
Herb Dean's a bad motherfucker.
Herb Dean.
Big John's a bad motherfucker too. The best. Those 2 are the best. But they had one dude that was, I can't remember his name, that was really good too, just as good as them, right up there with
Okay.
them. That got kicked out of the UFC because
I guess he wasn't that good.
No, he was living in one of these states where you could grow weed, and he had too much and was selling it. Yeah,
He was
like-
selling it?
like
Oh,
to
there you go.
dispensaries and shit.
Oh,
Like fucking-
okay.
yeah.
Legit
And so
selling it.
that
Okay.
Fed crackdown bullshit to where he's in a place where it's state legal,
Yeah.
but the feds were like, "Fuck you."
John Oliver did a report about marijuana. Did you see it?
Mhm.
Oh, he was talking about how this guy in Kansas was a vet,
Mhm.
couldn't get
It's my dad.
marijuana.
No, I just want he's Missouri.
But because there's no states
Mhm.
around him where he can legally get it, like
Colorado.
No, you can't cross the border with it.
Mhm.
You can now?
Not legally.
No, that's the thing.
That's
That you're trying to
bullshit.
find the legal way to do
You
it.
can have a person that
He's like,
literally
all right.
lives.
Well, because he was taking all this medication they were giving
Yep.
him at the
VA.
the VA,
Yep.
and
it's killing him.
yeah, and he's
Yep.
like, well, I couldn't fucking have these night terrors. I'll wake up,
Mhm.
I'll smoke a bowl, I'll become a criminal,
Mhm.
But then I'll wake up at 6 a.m. like I
Yeah.
always do, go to the gym like I always do, see my buddies at the gym, and I could never do that before with the shit they were giving me at the VA.
Yeah. Incapacitates him. Like my dad, he's a vet, and my dad was in Nam. He fun story. He got his senior year of high school. He was on his own from the time he was 13, and he lived with friends or some shit, something, his friend's parent and family or something, or was on his own and shit too. But went all the way to his senior year, on his own. You know what I'm saying? Fucking on his. He didn't have to go. He could have dropped out at 16. You know what I'm saying? Ended up going all the way to his senior year, and then at semester from his senior year, the Christmas, he got in, I think it's 30 fights in 30 days or some shit like that. 22 fights in 22 days or some shit. And it was, or 22 days in a row he got in fights. That's what it was. And a couple of times, a couple fights. But he got in a fight. There was one of the football players is fucking with this little kid. You know what I mean? And beating the shit out of him. And he's like, hey, leave him the fuck alone. And that dude starts fighting him. So my dad beats his ass. You know what I mean? And then fucking, cause they used to call my dad Mighty Mouse. And I'd be like, that's bullshit. Whatever. You know what I mean? Because he's not the biggest dude. But he'd go fucking batshit. You know? And he knew how to kill people with his hands. You know? He was fucking, But he was a greaser. You know what I mean? Like fucking outsiders. You know what I mean? He was like Pony Boy's homies. You know what I mean? Fucking
little honey
poor,
badger.
working on cars. Fucking greased hair. All that. And he from then on, every day, one of those fuckers would fuck with him. A couple would fuck with him. You'd have to fight him. Well, the last one, it was second floor of F.L. Schlago High School in Kansas City, Kansas, and so that's West Kansas City, and fucking center for the football team, who's like super jock, all state center and all that shit and everything, college lined up. Fucking sucker punches my dad. Well, when it was all said and done, my dad threw his ass out the second story window.
Oh, jeez.
And fucking, they were like trying to get him with attempted manslaughter. So they fucking kicked him out of school. He's expelled.
What?
And while he's in there, fucking getting ready to get booked or some shit, or he was either getting booked at the police station for attempted manslaughter, or in the office at the high school waiting for the cops. And an army recruiter comes in because it's Vietnam. It's 1960. I think he said 1967. Whenever this happened.
Shit.
So it's before fucking Tet Offensive. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And yeah. And
so got saved.
So he's like, Mr. Hayes, you want to go to prison or you want to go to Vietnam? And he's like, fuck, I guess I'm going to Vietnam. Let's do it. And so he fucking enlisted, fucking did his training, fucking boot camp, all that shit. And they expedite you too, especially if you know how to do certain shit already. He's country boy / city boy. You know what I mean? He already knew how to do a lot of shit.
Chuck someone out the window. That's self-defense. That's
Oh,
good
yeah.
self-defense, boy.
Oh yeah.
Tell you
Especially
what.
after you fucking had to fight all their homies for the last month.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but he ends up, goes over, does a tour, gets shot in the foot, comes back, goes back over, and then that's when he's back over that second tour, the Tet Offensive happened. And you know what Tet Offensive is?
I'm not familiar with them.
The Tet Offensive, what happened was the North Vietnamese submitted, right? They're like, okay, we signed peace treaties, all that shit and everything else, and the Vietnam War was ending, right? It was in and out, right? Because we were whipping ass, you know what I'm saying, at that point. Just way too, they had a lot of people, but we were way more advanced,
Yep.
And so they submitted, and they're like, okay, we're done, we're sorry. Okay, cool, we're homies. We're going to keep some people in each city just for a little bit. You'd have like fucking 50 troops or something like that, 100 troops or whatever in every one of the major cities, or fucking, big villages.
Right.
And it's like 15 places around, especially southern North Vietnam. And then you had the Vietnamese New Year. And at the exact same moment, at every one of those spots, the North Vietnamese attacked. Right after they've already we're thinking it's cool. We already backed out. You know what I mean? Fuck, we're done. We're just it's leftover shit, like us staying in Germany and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or in fucking Okinawa. And fucking, and all of a sudden they strike and they all but slaughter everybody. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, in same exact moment when the fireworks are going for the fucking Vietnamese New Year,
no.
they strike. Bam!
Wow.
And my dad was in. God damn it. Da Nang. He was actually, he said 20 clicks outside Da Nang. And Da Nang. And that was one of the worst cities hit, you know what I'm saying? But for 22 hours, 21 hours or something like that, got surrounded. And he said he doesn't remember, he has no idea. all he remembered was his eyes hurt so bad because he couldn't close them because he couldn't stop shooting for almost a full day. You know what I'm saying? And he's literally empty a clip, grab another one, and you had these dudes running back and forth to the fucking, ammo tents.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because it's all just happens. Bam. You know what I mean? Fucking, they're getting attacked. And he's fucking shooting. Bam, 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 bam. And he says out all the shit. If one clip, my dad's a hell of a shot. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the reasons he advanced quickly, was because he's a really good shot. And if you got, let's say you've got 20 round, 16 round clip or a 30 round banana clip, right? Let's just say there's a 30, but they're using M16, so he's probably got a 20 round clip, 15, 20 round clip. So at the most 20 rounds per clip, he's shooting. If he was an average shot, he shot half of those people. He shot.
Yeah, trying to aim it at, yeah.
So, and Dad was a really good shot. So on a low end, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. And let's say if he killed one bullet per 20, and you empty a fucking a clip in 10 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Fucking
Just mowing him down.
mowing him down. He says, I have no idea how many people I killed. I had no idea. You know what I mean? That's one of those fucking things. He has nightmares every night and shit. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, wake up in the middle of the night hearing some weird noise, and there's one time see him army crawling across the fucking living off, because our bedroom, the door was open and you could see the light from the kitchen, and my parents it was only a 1-bedroom house, 2-bedroom, but one of the bedrooms was like storage or some shit. My brother and I shared a room, and my sister was just born. She was sleeping in bed with my mom and dad, but they slept on that side of the living room, and their bed, it was like their bedroom, and it's studio style, and the light from the kitchen would come through, and I hear something like, what the fuck? And I bunk bed, and I look, and Dad's crawling across the floor, and he's got in his underwear, white, white for the loons, with shit stains, with doo-doo stain. No,
Doo-doo.
he didn't. And I love you, Dad. But he with an arrow in one hand and his service revolver, Smith & Wesson 357 in the other hand, and he's going up over the couch, yelling, boom, 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 shooting into the fucking kitchen over the back of the couch. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Nobody's there. He's Viet fucking Nam. You know what I mean? He's at the
Damn.
Tet fucking offensive. You know what I'm saying? And but he said out of all the shit, getting tortured. He's a POW, got captured. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
About getting tortured, fucking horrible shit fucking happened, all kinds of stuff and everything. The thing that gets to him is there was this kid that the day that the Tet offensive happened, he's freaking out. He doesn't want to be there. He just got there. He's freaking the fuck out. He's 17. You know what I'm saying? Fucking just a baby.
17 years old?
Oh yeah, and I think you could go 16 back then if your parents signed for you. It's still today if your parents signed the letter of intent for you, you can go
So he's
when you
17
graduate.
years old mowing people down.
He was doing artillery runs. That was that, like, because he
Oh.
wasn't experienced. You know what I'm saying? So they're like just artillery runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let the shots do the work. You know what I
Right.
mean? Fucking, you just scrap dog, and the kid was like freaking out right before that and everything. Like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I just want to go home.
Who's this? Your dad doing this?
The kid.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah, the
was
new
doing-
kid.
Oh, okay.
And,
gotcha.
and Dad just felt for him. And by that time, Dad's already like, man the fuck up. I mean, but he's feels for this kid. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when he got there, it was bad, but it wasn't near that bad. This is, it's even when it would calm down before the Tet offensive, it was still worse than it was in the very, very beginning. You know what I'm saying? When Dad first got there, because in the beginning it's just nothing. It's just like go over and fucking hang out and bang some chicks. You know what I mean? And all that, and fucking get fucked up. And but then shit started hitting the fan. And then once the Tet offensive happened, it was fucking chaos. You know what I'm saying? It was full out war. And but the kid was running, ammo runs, and fucking the tent that he was in got hit with mortar. And fucking kids like crawling out in pieces and shit, and he's just fucking said to my dad's like, stop shooting. It was like, fucking trying to, like, hey, help him and everything. He's just in pieces. He's dead. He's going to die. There's no way they can fix him. You know what I'm saying? Even with science now, probably wouldn't have been able to fix him. If he was in a hospital when it happened with all the surgeons that know how to do everything right then, he most likely wouldn't have survived. But him, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, and everything. And fucking Dad said that's the thing that fucks with him the most. And but that first time that he went over,
It's fucking intense.
he married a local, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or had a girlfriend and everything.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant, and then he left, and then he came back, and her village had been wiped out by the North Vietnamese. And so he thought he had a wife and kid over there that couldn't come back with him when he left, but he was going to come back and thinks he's going to bring back that they're dead now. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm going to kill these fucking... Sorry, but at the time, I'm going to kill these fucking gooks. You know what I'm saying? They fucking... And he's not talking about Asians. He's talking about the North Vietnamese. You know what I'm saying? Because
And those particular
who
individuals
were
back
killing
in that
their
time that did
own
that.
fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like North Korea. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, a lot of horrible shit. But yeah. So Dad, man, Dad was an interesting cat growing up.
You're an interesting cat.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
cool as fuck, man. My dad's real cool, but he got Agent Orange, got exposed to Agent Orange with all that shit, and fucking whole life of nightmares, my whole life, longer than I've been alive, like all kinds of shit. He's finally getting acknowledgement and help from the Army for it, but for a long time, they didn't give him any type of compensation. I mean, I remember being a kid, he didn't get any checks from the fucking Army, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He was a fucking prisoner, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to take care of their own and shit. That's what irritates me a little bit. You've got all this fucking money, and we were streamlining it a little bit as far as the defense budget. I saw a thing. We spend more on our defense budget than the other 9 countries behind us, top 10, 9 countries.
Yeah.
9 top 10 countries behind us spend combined. You know what I'm saying? We need it. We need defense, because if we fucking lower our goddamn guards, we're getting fucked. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
A lot of people were like afraid of when Obama took
Yes, but the thing
hold
is
of the reins.
that's only because it's like that NASA shit. It doesn't cost $1 million for a goddamn toilet seat. You go to Home Depot, get the same toilet seat for fucking $15. But the asshole that's fucking selling it too, that's all fucking homies
Yeah.
contract.
You gotta-
You help me scratch my back, I give you my shitty toilet seat. You give me $1 million, I give you half. You know what I mean? There's all
Right.
and so it's like you got.
You
if
can
they-
bring this toilet seat into space,
Mhm.
man.
Also, Bernie Sanders, that's one of the things he was saying. He says,
If we took 10% of the defense budget and applied it towards the education system or healthcare system, every man, woman, and child that we have in our country would be able to get sick and be fixed and have a good education.
and it's like, holy shit.
I've done the numbers. No, it's right there. The math's all there. Here. This is plus this equals that. You see how the fuck it is? I explained it. I showed how it fucking works.
In the meantime, fucking liar, cunt mouth, Hillary, and then fucking crazy fucknut, fucking
Trump?
Yeah, dude.
Mr. Trump.
But now that we're back to that whole shit where it's already out that his new tax proposition is only the rich get richer,
Right.
only the
What is it, like
poor and no middle class.
15, 25, 35,
Yeah.
something like that.
No taxes for
10,
fuck-
15
no
no,
estate
10, 15,
tax, none of that
Yeah,
shit.
something
You know what I'm
like
saying? It's like, it's kind of fucked, dude. It's like what's fucked up is he's gonna start pissing off those people that voted for him.
He
Some
already
of them are
started.
already,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about the diehard country. It's usually white redneck people. I'm sorry, but a lot of his numbers are those people. They just want it. They're sick of the way shit's going, and I want it back how it was when I was a kid, and shit was simple.
Because I didn't know what was going on. 'cause
It
you're
was
kids.
never fucking awesome.
kids.
It's just you're a kid. Everything's been fucked since we were fucking monkeys, man. You know what I mean? Since we were fucking monkeys, and not just since we were monkeys with the adjective of fucking, but since we were literally fucking monkeys because they were monkeys too, and we just monkeys fuck each other. You know what I'm saying?
It's good to know.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. There's never been a good old day. It's like good old day to Billy Bob meant, just so happens not too long ago, if you weren't a white man with money,
Yes.
you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody else has a chance. We're now drifting away from it again. And the only problem is because of technology and our military, just many avenues, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot worse now. Not too long ago, the biggest guns you had was some shitty cannons. You know what I'm saying? And then not too long before that, some arrows and shit. You know what I mean? Rocks.
Rocks, yeah.
Yeah, throwing fucking
Sand.
rocks at bitches.
Throw a stick at
The
somebody.
big ass fucking bear that's 20 times the size of a
I
normal.
want to get
bear.
one of those addle-addles, dude.
Oh, dude, I was literally
So
thinking
fucking
about
cool.
making an atlatl the other day, dude.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I was
That'd be-
literally thinking about it. A spear chucker, dude, where they
Just-
fucking like 5 times fucking the velocity or some shit.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
dope.
It's dope, dude. Those fucking pre-Columbian cultures were awesome.
Yeah, addle-addle. Those,
Mm-hmm.
the fucking Aztec.
Mm-hmm. I want to get an atlatl while riding and hunt shit while riding a capybara. Got my capybara. I've got a fucking chariot being pulled by 4 capybara, just like that fucking that brown wizard dude on fucking The Hobbit.
Oh.
When he's got the rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna fucking sled.
Oh.
Rabbit.
What'd you say? Those are something orcs, but these are something rabbits. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Good
remember.
luck. Let them try. That's fucking yeah. I would have quoted that not too long ago.
I haven't seen it in a minute.
Yeah, me too.
I think I
And I'm
saw
getting
'em
rusty, bro.
all
This lack of
once.
sleep shit's fucking me up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've been I've been sitting in this chair for 4 hours.
It's fucking wild, dude. Mm-hmm. It's on. Yeah, it's midnight.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Well, about to turn into a pumpkin.
Oh fuck.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to do a part 4 on this fucking
Oh,
thing.
yeah, dude, we'll do multiple parts, buddy.
Oh yeah, I just so
What do you got?
to bring it back around.
All right. In conclusion,
Fuck Timmy Moody. We'll just go ahead and bring that back.
fuck Timmy Moody.
Fuck Johnny. That's my sister's boyfriend.
Fuck Johnny.
Yeah, his dad called me one day because I posted some shit on Facebook on the anniversary of her death and shit. Like 3 years later, was like, you know, it sucks my sister's not here and her fucking punk ass boyfriend still hasn't fucking had anything happen because they strung it out. His dad calls me up. Fucking, I haven't talked to any of those fucks, you know. Calls me up. Listen here, you son of a bitch! I'll fucking kill you, you motherfucker! And I said, who the fuck's this? And he's like, this is Tommy, Johnny's dad. I was like, hey Tommy, hold the fuck on, let me press record real quick. And he's like, you know, and I didn't really press record. I'm fucking playing poker, bro. Don't call me. And he's like, I was like, no, what were you saying? You're calling. You're saying something about fuck, you're gonna kill me or some shit. So what are you saying? You know, he's like, no, I was just saying that my son is crying. He's sitting here crying right now because of stuff you're saying on Facebook, and he didn't mean to. He loved her. Blah blah blah. And it's just. And I'm like, hey man, I understand where you're coming from as a parent. You know what I mean? But bottom fucking line is, if I choose, let's just say she died in a car wreck, which I'm not convinced that's what happened. There's more physical evidence that she was killed at her boyfriend's dad's house, and fucking put in the car, and fucking, and fake
So
accident
fucked up.
than she actually died in that car wreck. Because first of all, when a quarter of somebody's fucking head is missing, you know what I'm saying, and there's no blood at the scene, something's fucking wrong.
What?
No blood at the scene, yeah.
Dude.
No blood at the scene, bro.
The final conclusion's harsh,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Change Your Story said that they fucking they were on their way back from the club, and then I noticed when I was on my way into town for her funeral and shit and everything. By the time I got there, she was already cremated. They already fucking harvested her organs because she was a donor, and she was already fucking ash before I even got up there a day later. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
That's quick.
yeah, you're telling me.
They need those organs.
Yeah, and they need to fucking hush some shit too. You know what I mean?
Seems
And
like it.
but yeah, he I noticed because I drive by the accident because it's on my way into town to see my family and shit, and the scene, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I can see all the chaos. You know what I mean? The tire marks and fucking shit ditch. It doesn't take a fucking goddamn fucking tician or forensic fucking pathologist to understand. Dr. Michael Bodden wouldn't have to be there to tell you, wait a minute, they weren't going this way. The tire tracks, and it's all going the opposite, literally the opposite direction of the way they said they were going.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. And so I end up fucking bringing this shit up. Now, I let it go for a couple days. I'm just thinking I'm just fucked up. You know, I'm just fucked up. My sister died after my brother dying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
I'm just fucked up. I don't want
close people.
And everybody's sad. I don't want to make anybody sadder. But third, fourth day of being at my sister's house, before my dad was even told, he was the first person called that my sister had died, her boyfriend and his friends had already gone into her house, taken her fucking money, taken fucking everything of value, her wedding dress from her wedding that wasn't from him.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband, her kids' dad, who was a previous relationship, took her wedding dress, took her fucking everything of value. You know what I'm saying?
This is upsetting,
Oh, yeah,
man.
it's fucked up. But he's there the whole time for the first 3-4 days, sleeping in my sister's bed, just crying all the time. And he's not saying, he never once said I'm sorry to anybody. He's just like, I don't want to go to prison. I don't know what to do. I'm a fucking bitch. Why should you leave me? I don't want to go. They're going to have to go to prison. I just don't want to
Wow.
go to prison. And I'm just like, and real quick, after about the 4th time somebody, he says that shit, I'm like, I haven't heard one thing. He said 4 or 5 times about doesn't want to go to prison, but he hadn't said a shit about killing my sister. You know what I'm saying? And so I start getting fucking, that's when my ears start perking. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so I start sniffing around and shit and everything else, asking around. Then got friends, cousins, shit showing up. Got a cousin, love him, I won't mention his name, but he's had problems with substance. You know what I mean? And he'll start getting a little bit better, and then everything falls apart. And he's just relapsed for this, like, the last 20 years, you know? Fucking awesome, dude. I love him. I love you, bro. You know who you are if you're listening. And but the night my sister died, and this is like a week later, I found this out the day of the funeral. A couple friends my friend and my cousin come by because they're good friends, and they're drug buddies. they're at the drug someplace getting some fucking dope, and like 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, Johnny comes in with some chick. And this is the night my sister died. This is 4 hours after my sister died. You know what I'm saying? Fucking comes in with some chick to buy a bunch of dope. He doesn't have a fucking job. He was literally, my sister was paying his child support payments with her child support money. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have no money. Well, my dad had just given her like $500 for her fucking that day to pay her rent, which didn't get paid because it turned up missing her. Fucking couldn't find her purse for a fucking week and found out the sheriff had it. I went door to door. Fucking going door to door, I find out people are like, I had 4 people out of 7 houses that were like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man, but it's not what the fuck they say is going on. That's not what the fuck happened. I heard the shit. I saw the shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not what's going on. There's some shady shit. You know what I mean?
Dude.
You know, and then a year later, fucking we're putting flowers on the cross, you know what I'm saying, and shit and everything, and I hear, Charles Hayes! And I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, I'm like, who the fuck? And I look at one of my
Charles
fucking
Hayes.
buddies growing up, Ray Poole, who his dad was good friends with my uncle, you know, my mom's brother. And they ran around, raised hell, beat the fuck out of everybody, fucking drank it up, you know, good, you know, country boy badasses. And I'm like, oh shit. And we go across the street. Well, I didn't know this. My mom, my cousin, Shayna, and my nephew are with me. Well, they're just right across the street, literally from where my sister died. And this is on just going out of town on the old highway. You know, it's like a little shitty road. And his stepmom, that we didn't know was his stepmom now, was one of my mom's best friend's sister growing up. And so they're like, oh shit, oh hey! You know, it's like double, oh shit, you know. And so we go over and we're hanging out and everything. Well, she proceeds to tell my mom and us that she was an RN for fucking 30 years. You know what I mean? So on a daily basis, she checks vital signs. You know what I mean? Well, she's getting ready for bed, you know, and everything, and fucking here's a crash first, and then here's crash, peeling out and a crash, another crash. She looks outside and sees, like when she hears the peeling out and everything, sees a vehicle fly by and then barrel turn, boom, right in front of her fucking house, right? She's like, what the fuck? She gets on 911 and starts calling, you know, hey, there's a car just crashed. Well, my sister's boyfriend and his friends, because he had 3 of his friends. It's another thing. My sister always wore a seatbelt. Johnny hated wearing a seatbelt. I don't know about the other dudes. I don't know any of them. But none of them, Johnny wouldn't wear a seatbelt. But when it's all said and done, my sister was the only one that didn't have a seatbelt on, and they all had seatbelts on. So it's just kind of weird right there. And, you know, and because that's just the way she was. She always wore a seatbelt. But she wasn't wearing a seatbelt on this occasion. He said that she yanked the wheel. Bam. And they flipped. But that was after the 5th time he changed his story. You know what I mean? And story changed literally 10 times.
Dude.
But there's a wreck. She sees him and his friends crawling out and everything. And then Johnny, or one of them, dragging my sister out of the ditch, right, from when they just fucking wrecked, dragging her out of the ditch onto the road, which is the opposite of what you want to do. You don't want to move a fucking body with a wreck because there might be some shit and you might fuck them up worse. But if you're going to move them, you move them from the road, off the road, so they don't get hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Because if a car comes by...
Whoa.
Drug him out of the ditch because she was ejected from the vehicle. Drug her out of the ditch onto the road. Well, this lady, you know, my mom's friend, Liz, was her name, like my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's calling. She's like, you know, what the fuck? And in her head, she's like, what the fuck? Well, she goes out to start trying to resuscitate because they're not doing shit. They're just like, Johnny's cussing and hitting the vehicle and, you know, and all this shit and everything else. You fucking bitch, and all this. And his friends are literally drinking beers. You know what I'm saying? Not doing shit. You know what I mean? Just fucking chilling while my sister's fucking already dead on the fucking ground. But dying. We'll say dying at that point because that's what it should have been, right?
Oh, my God.
She goes out. She says, and she's on the phone. She looks and sees a woman laying on the ground who's looks like she's 9 months pregnant. My sister wasn't pregnant, but it's because she had internal bleeding so bad before pre-mortem. You know what I'm saying? Because your blood doesn't pump once you die. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, that's it. And plus you're pressurized, so you cut your fucking vein just on vein on your arm, it squirts the fuck out, fucking Kill Bill style. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's fucking, so this part of your head gone, there's gonna be some fucking there's gonna be a mess. You know what I mean? It's pressurized.
The back part of the head.
Yeah, something's gonna get some blood on it. But she's like, there's a wreck. This woman, she's 9 months pregnant. She goes down to check vital signs, and she's cold. Right? Fucking. You ever feel?
You don't get cold that fast, man.
You ever gone hunting? Have you ever had to kill something?
Yeah.
Okay. A rabbit. Well, I'll say a deer because I killed a deer when I was 11 and everything. Killed it, field dressed it, hour later, when we're up at the house and we start cutting into it and everything, it's already field dressed. Guts are gone, everything, blood's drained. You know what I'm saying? It's still warm. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I remember.
Well, I think
the
it
fucking deer.
depends on the temperature
It was
outside.
November in fucking Missouri. It was cold as fuck outside. An hour goddamn later, I stick my hand in there to start, because we're starting to take the skin off and shit and everything, starting to process it, and it's still warm on the inside of its rib.
Where did your sister pass? What was the temperature there? Because that would
June 6th,
okay.
a nice hot 89-degree Kansas night. You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Yeah. There's no
So-
fucking way.
And she instantly was like, why is she cold if she died? And she was the one that was bringing that up and said that she told the prosecuting attorney, called the prosecuting attorney and the sheriff and everything, was like, hey, that doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? They never mentioned her to us. This is a year or two, maybe 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? This is after we've already given up on everything because we found out there's a statute of limitations unless there's evidence of foul play in the state of Kansas, unless there's sufficient evidence of potential foul play. There's a 250, or I don't know the exact number, but it's 3/4 of a year grace window that you have to file charges for manslaughter, DUI, involuntary manslaughter, yada yada, et cetera, et cetera. Which, if she had died in the wreck, and he's .28, better get DUI, involuntary fucking manslaughter. That's why it's there. You know what I'm saying? If I choose to drink, and I'm driving, and we're in the car, and God forbid I kill you, you know what I'm saying? You die. Guess who's fucking responsible?
You, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I chose to commandeer a vehicle, and I'm responsible thereby for anything that happens to do with that vehicle while I'm in control of it. You know? And so, nothing. And they fucking, I'm calling fucking every other week, hey, any word after 9 months. And he's like, oh, no, we're watching him hard. He's doing all this crazy shit, and, you know, we're going to get him. And, you know, we're building this all up on him. We're just going to throw it all on at once. Fucking year goes by, nothing. Year and a half, stops taking my calls. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I can't get a hold of the motherfucker. And come to find out, we're past the statute of limitations. And so, it's, for some reason, that prosecuting attorney honey-dicked us. You know what I'm saying? He literally told me to my fucking ears. It wasn't like he told somebody and I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get him. You know what I mean? I'm like, is my mom, that's the second kid my mom's lost. That's her baby girl. Her kids don't have a mom anymore. I don't have a fucking sister anymore. I'm alone now. You know what I mean? Fucking, can you please do something? You know what I'm saying? And also understand, too, that there are other people involved in this equation that aren't so fucking passive. You know what I mean? That especially one in particular, when he gets out of prison, Johnny might be dead anyway, because he's in there because Johnny snitched him out. You know what I'm saying? And so he's still doing prison for some hard shit. It's like a mandatory 10 for methamphetamines in the state of Kansas for your producing. So, you know, he's gone for a minute. But and I won't mention any names, but when he gets out, you know, and so all I thought about was killing Johnny. That was it. That's everything was. I did other shit to stay, you know, busy. You know what I mean? But when it came down fucking to it, in my dream world, the perfect of perfects, where I can starting to acknowledge I can control elements of it.
Right.
That's what I decided to spin the roulette wheel on for my dream. You know what I mean? It's like over and over and over. And so it's, when I had my kid, I realized that I've taken a solid 10 years off my life at that point, 3. You know what I'm saying? Just off the stress and the hate. You know what I mean? I can feel shit going on. You know what I mean? Fucking don't know what it is. Don't know what's going on. But there's certain things that aren't the same as they were. It could be the aging process, the timing on it all, you know, and all that. Because I'll be 40 in August. You know what I mean? But it's I know that what I'm really hoping for, because he's got a history of beating his women, hoping that the woman he's remarried to happily ever after, they got 2 kids along with his 2 previous kids and all this and that and all, you know, yeah, and they're all happy. I'm really hoping, no, not for her sake, because she might be a sweetie and I don't wish that upon anybody to
Right.
get their ass beat, but I'm kind of hoping he does the same thing to her. You know what I'm saying? Because then maybe some shit will stick, or her parents or brother won't be such a pussy or a rationalist. You know, it's one thing I hate about fucking this libtard fucking nation. Not too fucking long ago, and I'm all about it. I'm a libtard. You know, I'm a quarter-tard. You know what I mean? And at least that quarter, maybe a half. But still in a lot of places in this world right now, if I kill your sister or your daughter, you're going to kill me. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's Game of Thrones right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, we're tying all this together.
yeah, you gotta come full circle. You gotta string it together. It's chaos. You know what I mean? And but yeah, so that's one of the things. And also too, it's like I I want to see. I love my son. You know what I mean? And I love my mom. You know, that was the thing that kept me going for a long time. Is I'm the only one she's got left. You know what I mean? And my mom's not a cunt. You know what I mean? She's an awesome, super awesome mom. You know, love my mom.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's a sweet thing to say.
You'd love my mom. Everybody that meets her thinks she's fucking awesome unless they're an asshole. You know.
Right.
And but yeah, and she's not just nice, like hi. No, she's like fucking. She'll run with you. You know, she's like I said. Her and my stepdad were fucking juggalos. You know what I mean? Fucking ICP juggalos, like faces painted and shit and everything.
Dude, ICP.
Tattoos and piercings and
Juggalos.
just look like Jehovah's Witnesses with their fucking.
Actually, that'd be more entertaining if Juggalos came to my door and was like, "Do you have a moment for Jesus Christ?" I'd say, "Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, fuck yeah." All right, what are you
know
gonna
what I
say there,
mean?
bud?
Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm really lucky, man. I've got a. It sucks that my brother. Sucks that my son will never know anything of my brother. My two favorite people in the world. Two of my favorite people in the world. My brother's my favorite.
Yeah.
But and my sister was there too. But you know, I love my meemaw. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but it's. I don't want for my son to be like my brother and sister's kids. You know what I mean? If I'm growing up without one of their parents and shit, you know, it's you know, kind of watching. I kind of see, you know, how it definitely affects them still, even though my sister's kids were fortunate enough to get to know their mom. My brother's kids didn't know him, you know. I mean, they were too young, you know what I mean? And so yeah, man, it'd be fucking cool, dude, if I could get some shit done and get like, I don't know, it'd be awesome. Like with this stuff right here,
Dude.
every time, this is proof that I existed.
This is proof, and that was your full circle story,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that segment.
It doesn't matter if a million people fucking hear this. It doesn't matter if anybody likes it. It's physical evidence that I
It's
existed.
a
in
good
the
story,
sound.
man. I think everyone should
You know?
take a listen to this. Well, although this is the longest podcast to date.
I had to,
Yeah,
bro.
I know.
Yeah, I had to.
You're like, oh, what? Fuck yes. Ronald made it to a minute or 2:06. I could do 2:26, 2:22. But yeah, Charles, do you want to sign us out there, bud?
Yeah, brother. Hey, I just want to say, like, I've got a couple friends that listen to this. You know, my nephew listens to this. One of my nephews, Corey, Superstar Corey Carr. Yeah, the Kansas City Star newspaper literally called him Superstar Corey Carr. And he's a good-looking kid, and so all the chicks want to fuck him, and half the dudes, and he's a good kid, man. He likes Dave Matthews and shit, and you know, you can't like Dave Matthews as your favorite band and be a total fucking cunt. You know what I mean? It's not really my favorite shit to listen to, but it's chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not a lot of fucking kill a motherfucker for that.
It's just chill music.
Mhm.
You know,
Good
call it-
people.
Yeah.
Now you got some fucking like yuppie fucks that listen to it that are assholes that'll namaste motherfuckers. Remember them?
It just means hello.
The namaste motherfuckers.
Namaste.
Stab you in the back and tell you namaste. You know,
Hello.
talk shit, and when you fucking knock them out, you're the bad guy. You know. You have to be peaceful and rational. Now, you know, and if I could talk down to you while, and then you say something, and you're that
Fuck
asshole.
those motherfuckers.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going, bro.
We gotta go.
No, I mean I'll keep going.
I know
Fucking-
you
I'll
will.
fucking-
All right.
You felt that, didn't you? But
You're
yeah,
about to
anyway,
go in it.
everybody, I love you guys. Wayne, thanks for having me again, brother.
Yeah, man. We'll have you back
Appreciate you.
soon.
And it's a good time. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Well, you heard it first.
This has been
Another exciting adventure of
FoxMantis
and PigMonkey.
yes.
Fuck yeah.
That's late,
All
dude.
right. All right, guys. Thanks for paying attention and
Oh,
listening
yeah.
in. And what else? No.
I just want to say that I love all you sock cucking for the muckers.
All right. FoxMantis Radio out.